Wow, it's been a while, but it's been a quiet period. But in any case, welcome everyone to another episode of Idle Downtime. I'm DX, and yeah, let's get started, shall we? First of all, though, hi everyone.
Hi, hello.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's been going on?
Hey.
Because it's been a while since we last recorded. So what's going on, Colin?
Nothing really. I'm working, living. That's also important.
Well, true.
Sleeping also important. Eating. No, I have nothing really interesting to note. It's just very normal stuff. More or less enjoying a laid back for AKB/48 period.
Yeah, it's been a while
I think
quiet,
it's
yeah.
nice and once in a while. The only thing that I could say is I'm a little bit behind on my back catalog, well, my catalog and my back catalog, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
I'm very happy that we have a little slow period,
Yeah, true.
because Christmas is coming soon, very soon. It's almost a month
I'm
away.
expecting something
So
to happen with Christmas. Yeah, so
exactly. So I'm very content so far. I don't want to have quiet times for all the time,
no,
but
true. But every now and then.
it's nice to have it once in a while where I'm like I kind of focus on
Alright.
that and stuff. So that's the only thing that I could really note for. But of course, I hope that there's fun stuff to talk about or interesting stuff to talk about that makes me have words that I can formulate in a sentence, because that's not always the case. Where I'm like, I have nothing. But this week I have stuff to talk about, so that's good. Well, for unfortunate reasons also, because foreshadowing graduations. But hey, something is
Yeah.
something.
Well, that's for later in the show, though.
Later, let's have a beat positive time for now before we get to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on.
No, but for me it was relatively quiet as well. Just doing the work, doing the studies, doing the
Do the work.
studying.
Yeah.
But overall, it's been pretty quiet actually. Yeah. So there's nothing really going on my end as well. So it's more like just living, and that's about it for me.
Living too. That's good. I hope
Yeah.
eating too.
Yeah, true. But yeah, but nothing too much going on my
It's
end.
appreciated once in a while,
Yeah, exactly. How about you, Mette? I heard you went
Uh,
somewhere.
uh,
No,
oh,
no,
that's
no.
not a leading question at all. What? Yeah, I went somewhere. It's been a while since I went there now, but I went to Estonia.
Oh wow.
Why
Oh,
Estonia? What is so specific about Estonia?
I
what's in
wonder what.
Estonia?
I don't know. It could be this other person who's sadly sick today and couldn't be here, so she's leaving me to do all this. But yeah, I went to visit Moriya. So I'm
Did
now the
you?
yeah. So I was there
Yeah.
for like a weekend, had fun. We went to a zoo. We went walking around, talking,
Getting
experiment,
lost.
getting lost. Not my fault.
Yo, Derek, go.
Genuinely, for one of the few times it was not my fault. I just followed after her.
I have a question
Yeah.
for you, Matt. Is Estonia real and is Maria real? Because sometimes I think they're not. She's not here to argue with me, so I can get on her. Yes. Yes.
Oh
Watch
man.
her pop in. Watch her be like, I hear you, Derek. I'm gonna get you. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get like 25 messages from her online ID. No, wait, is it real though? Because I really didn't think Estonia was a real country, and I'm being honest. Like, I thought it was just this fantasy place she made up in her mind because she really lives in Transylvania and Dracula's castle. That's the image I had.
Because
What I'm hearing
Transylvania
now is
actually.
Maria typing furiously online, just going, "I'm gonna get you."
Caps, all caps.
All
Sorry.
caps, all caps.
No,
Uh,
it's a really nice place. I only went to like the capital city of Estonia, and
Oh,
it's super like pretty beautiful, like old buildings, the kind of things you want to see in like your nice European
Eastern
capital
Eastern
city.
European
it has
country.
a capital. It has a capital.
It
I
has
know.
cities and towns. And the strangest thing of all is there live people there.
oh
Who knew?
wow.
Oh, I thought it was just sheep and
Yeah,
stuff. But
sheep.
okay.
Oh,
Just sheep.
yeah, no, and Maria is very, very real. Because when the first thing that happened when I got off from like being checked with COVID and everything, it was like getting a big hug from this person that was like, oh, wow, you're here.
Oh my god, tangible.
Yeah.
Tangible,
Yes.
yeah. No, that's
Tangible.
that's my point. Is like you've never actually met her, so like I've met DX and stuff, and Colin. It's like Which
We
is weird
exist.
because I'll say it's really weird because you have no idea how gigantic both of them are. Like they're so tall. And like there's me, short, but they're like I'm just like, oh hi, how you doing? I forgot Netherlandonians are like
Hi, Derek.
large people. And I met you, Matt,
Hello.
but like
Hello.
yeah, right. But like Moriya, like I haven't met her yet, so that's why I thought maybe she's like 2.5D, like idol type, just not quite real.
Now
He's
the reverse
very
Uno
real.
card. The reverse Uno card because Mette has actually met me and DX the year after we met you.
Yep.
Well,
I've
I
met
met
all
you.
of you.
That's right. That's
You're the
right.
ones
That's
who
right.
haven't met Moriya, so technically I'm the only person among this crew that has met everyone.
That's
Yep,
right.
right.
That's
exactly.
That's
right.
right.
A distinction, an accomplishment, achievement.
Yes,
Yes,
achievement
Very
It
unlocked.
much.
just means that I
Unlucky.
travel more than you.
That's
If
Mm.
that's what
that's
it
true.
is.
That's
totally
true.
fair.
Fair enough.
Don't blame me.
Fair enough.
Hey.
Or
No, but it
you're
was
all
fun.
just like me. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really fun.
Mm.
We had some bad weather the Saturday, but other than that, nice weather. We saw a bunch of stuff, did touristy stuff. That's always good to
Of
do
course.
when you've never been somewhere before.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we just had a lot of fun all weekend long.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Fun
And then
Must be
weekend.
I
nice
Yeah.
to travel finally too.
Oh, it was. I
Mm.
did so many precautions before I left. I got tested. I
Naturally.
printed stuff out, and I was ready to just be like this big paper person, just taking out
Like,
everywhere.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is everything.
Yes, sir. For
This is how much I earn.
Yeah,
This is my
yeah.
living. This is my
Yeah, these
house.
are my
This is a
tax
photo of my
returns.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
But
photo when I
then
was 5, and sorry.
here you
Good.
see the transition from like child me to adult me. I am the same person.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
I
These
go
are
to this school.
here's
these are
my
my
DNA
parents I
sample on
brought with
paper.
me.
Yeah. Oh man.
I can't
So,
believe you met Maria. That's so crazy. It's just
yeah.
so. I really didn't think she was real. I really legit thought she's 2.5, and I seriously to this day, I still have no idea where Estonia is at. I know she's gonna hate me for saying that, but I should just look it up on a map. But I'm really convinced it's not a real place. But if you went there, now I have to believe it. So
Well, it's not even far
interesting.
away from me. It's like right below Sweden, or yeah, in that
Yeah.
vicinity. So it doesn't even take that long to get there. It takes like 50 minutes by plane.
Oh,
So it's
nice.
What's
easy and
Ah.
Sweden?
cheap.
Is that also a country? Who knew?
Sweden? No, no, no. Sweden isn't real. Everyone knows this.
No, I've been to Sweden. It's more real than I can imagine. That's
No,
all
no,
I'll
no.
say.
Sweden isn't real. Every Norwegian knows this. There is no Sweden.
No,
I got it.
it's
Got it.
Only
Got it. Got
Norway.
it.
it's a
Yes.
city
Got it.
that is a part of Norway.
Yes.
Got
Finally,
it.
someone who says that. It's always like when you hear foreigners talking about Norway, it's always like, oh, is it a capital of Sweden? Like, no.
Really?
No.
People
Oh,
actually say that? That's crazy.
oh yeah.
Like they don't watch the Olympics where Sweden always beats Norway and everything. Oh, just kidding.
Oh,
Just kidding. Just
Or
I'll
kidding.
have you
Eurovision.
I'll
Or
have you know
Eurovision.
that my country is the greatest Winter Olympics country of all time.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys wait. Norway's the country with the orange, right? Like you guys have all
Yeah.
the flashy orange outfits.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I remember watching the one Winter Olympics. I'm like, hey, those guys are pretty cool looking. And like you have a prince or something.
We have one crown prince and a prince and a
Think
princess.
think your crown prince was like at the one Winter Olympics and he was pretty dapper. And I remember it was like, oh, dude's like, yeah, he's like his dudes were all winning everything, and he was like, yep, we got this. It was cool. It was cool.
Well, I'll have you know,
So.
actually, the king is an Olympian himself.
Yeah, there was that
Of course.
too. I think I remember there was some discussion about that. That's pretty awesome when the leader of your country is an Olympian. Like I think Norway is the only country that can say that, I think. Or
I had no
they
idea.
might be one of the only, I think. So
Probably.
pretty awesome. Good stuff there.
Probably.
Cool
I want
guys.
to see.
All right.
Yes. So, Derek, what's going on your end?
Well, yeah. Speaking of traveling and whatnot,
Good
so yeah, right. I was just like waiting for that one to get in from Fantasy Estonia Land.
Ooh.
It's been. Sorry, Maria. I hope you feel better. um,
Oh,
Not
man.
now. She's not. Asher's upset.
She's feeling a lot
I'm
better.
waiting.
Yep.
I'm waiting any moment for her to pop in and be like, I can hear you. Like, okay.
Scary.
Yeah, very scary. But things that aren't so scary here anymore is today is the official release of all restrictions in
Oh,
Japan as
nice.
far as the pandemic goes. Like for eateries and establishments, restaurants can stay open as long as they feel like it. Although, to be honest, I think everybody kind of did it anyway this weekend and the past week or so. A lot of people have just been ignoring the all those restrictions because they're like, who cares? The
Yeah.
weird thing about it though, and I guess it comes down to whether or not you believe that the government's manipulating the numbers. But we have gone from thousands of cases, like just last month or whatever, to a
Huh?
few hundred cases to like today there was 14 cases of COVID.
Wow.
Oh wow, what the?
And
Cool.
nobody can explain it. And it's been consistently under 100 for like a week and a half or so. And then on top of that, I started thinking about like what I think Japan is doing, and just you have to understand. I've lived here I think long enough that I think I'm qualified to say this. I feel like they're now realizing they can treat COVID like a fashion trend. Here's what I mean. Like in Japan, things come and go real fast. Like 1 week you'll see every single girl wearing a certain kind of fashion, then the next week they're wearing something else. That's very normal in Japan. Like for as long as I've been coming here, I see trends go really fast. Trends with everything, music, shows,
Sure.
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
It's a hot topic, then it's not. But then I started to realize I think because Japan had this big plan. You know, we're gonna get restrictions gone. We're gonna gradually roll out the everything to the point where this is gonna go away. This is gonna go away till it's just not apparent anymore. But the one thing they've been using to guide that are the COVID numbers every day, and it's been going gradually down as soon as they announced the rollout of their plan. It's like they announced it, and then magically all the numbers have started going down. And I started thinking it's because they're realizing people are gonna maybe not think about it anymore, and so they can trend it out by just not making it a hot topic and just by having everything go back to normal. And I feel like that's a really smart move on Japan's part to try to get the country back to normal without feeling guilty about being still cognizant of the fact there is this virus is still in this world that's still potentially going to hurt a lot of people unless we take the appropriate measures. That being said, everybody in Japan are, I mean, mask up. They wash their hands every 3 seconds. Everybody's super anal when it comes to be really overprotective about themselves. However, yesterday, for example, Miho had a show at Shinjuku Nine Spice, which is a very small venue. It's the first time in, I think, since the pandemic happened, they allowed mixing and calling.
Oh wow.
They're like, if it's like 25 to 50% down in terms of the attendance, they allow people to mix. And then I had a show I sponsored at Koiwa Orifice, which is a fairly larger venue out towards Chiba. Um, and I convinced the staff to allow mixing for the same reason. So that's huge in the idol world because it has not happened. The fans were so freaking loud
Yeah, it's been a
yesterday
while. Yeah.
because there weren't that many, but the ones that were there, I mean, I'd say there's like 20 people there, but they were so loud. And it was like a very comforting feeling to hear that. Oh,
Okay. Oh, Colin
Oh
drops
no.
off. I think
He
maybe.
said
we
he'll
lost
be
Colin.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he'll
Oh.
back. He'll join back though. So, but yeah,
But anyways,
it's been a while then
so
with the calling. So
it
yeah.
it's been a while when it's been like more than just like a couple of the like punk venues that didn't care this whole time. Like now to see that, I'm hoping that'll become a trend, and then all the venues will finally go back. Because honestly, the idol world is not. It's not idle if you don't have mixing and calling. To me, it's just it's been the
Yeah, it's empty.
weirdest.
It's empty. Yeah.
It's just been weird. I mean, the idol world has gone on and they've done their thing, but they've done it in a very hypocritical way where you can't mix, you can't talk, but then as soon as Bupan hits, it's louder than a jet airplane engine. Like it's like everyone, and it's like, well, what's the difference between that and people mixing and calling? And actually, mixing and calling be safer because you're out in the audience, the girls are up on the stage, you have distance. Versus Bupan, you're like right there with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're right
exactly.
Yeah.
there with them. I mean, you're just and it's just like I don't see how one is more or less dangerous than the other, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
It's more like, oh,
what
so
you
weird
do?
at
Rico's
times.
back.
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, he's back.
I promise I have no idea what happened. It's not that I was like, bye guys, I'm out of here, you guys suck.
It
I have
happens.
no clue what happened. It was like,
It happens.
Discord.
it's Discord. Discord! It's always causing Discord.
Mm,
Yeah. So anyways, so that's been an interesting thing, and then also another thing. I just like I've had a lot of shows lately. Like I did a lot of sponsored shows, and like Miho's had a lot of shows. So yeah, just been real busy with like a lot of idol activities. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. One thing you guys will really appreciate is in Shibuya they've been playing a lot of Rumor on the
Oh,
loudspeakers.
nice. Oh, nice.
Like
woohoo.
big time. Like it's I'm walking down the one street going to a couple of the venues where all the idol venues are, and you just hear AKB's Room, and you're like, oh, this is. I mean, it's just you're in Japan when you can hear
Yeah,
idol
exactly.
music blasting in the streets. It's a good feeling. So
Yeah, I can imagine because when I walked around myself there, I was like, I'll just grab a drink from the 7-Eleven and I'll just sit on the bench and enjoy the atmosphere, basically.
yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool. It's very cool.
That's awesome, but man,
Mhm.
hopefully travel restrictions are going to be lifted for us as well.
Yes, it must be,
Yeah,
because I want to go next year.
Yeah, same here.
I heard a little birdie, somebody I know through the immigration that it sounds like February they're gonna release, and that they're gonna allow people to come in, and then also next week they are allowing international scholars with visas to come and study
Okay.
and be here. That's huge
Yeah,
because they
exactly.
haven't let a single person in unless you basically had a reason to go out for business, and even then it was restricted if you're a foreigner. You're
Yeah.
Japanese, you can come and go as you want, but the fact that they're allowing foreigners to come back in little bits, again, it's very Japan style, little at a time, little at a time. But I heard from somebody that they're looking at February for the official release, assuming we don't rebound with massive cases in December and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't see it happening though. Again, the government here. Well, actually, we all know for a fact they've manipulated the numbers. It was beyond apparent around the time of the Olympics, but I don't know even if they are manipulating the numbers now, if anybody even cares. I think everybody kind of wants to get back to normal.
Yeah, I
So
can
it's
imagine.
sort of like,
Mhm.
all right, because they're getting a lot of pressure from like a lot of the business associations here are like, yo, you got to let tourists back. Like whole cities in Japan are failing because they all rely on tourism. Like Akasaka, which has the
Yeah.
big Torenam, the big
Asakusa,
temple.
yeah.
It's been empty, and that entire place, there's so many shuttered little businesses that were thriving 2 years ago, and it's sad because I go there sometimes because there's idol shows there sometimes around that area, and you walk through the one area where before you have to walk like this, and you can now walk freely, and it's the most bizarre feeling in the world. And I know they're like, come on, like let's get back. Like people are vaccinated, they can come in. That's the best we can hope for in this world. Like
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
new reality.
Mhm.
Like we can't keep everybody out. But again, Japan being xenophobic, they're loving this. They're loving it. So we have a new prime minister. He's not very foreign friendly. He's very nationalist Japanese in his mindset, but I just think there's just too much pressure. And now that the COVID cases are going down, and like I said, they're treating it, I feel, as like a trend here. I swear to God, I feel like that's how they're treating it. I think it's going to get over it, and then they're going to be like, all right, let's let more people in. But I heard February is going to be the official date. But I could be wrong. I just heard it from a friend of a friend. So we'll
Yeah,
see if it happens.
just treat it as a rumor for now, I would say. So.
It's a rumor.
Yep, exactly. Hey. I'm getting that. I'm getting that.
Anyways,
Speaking,
Colin,
yeah,
what do we got?
yeah.
What do we got today, bro?
Let's travel. Oh my god. Let's travel to
Such a good
the
seg.
country of origin of AKB48's Team TP.
Ooh, nice.
About their own social media app. No joke. TikTok Promise. Not the TikTok, the app. They fortunately spell it better.
With a
Question
CK,
mark.
just a regular TikTok. The
CK, it's
right?
easy.
CK,
It's easier.
with a CK, I think, yeah.
CK, that's a good example. But yeah, TikTok Promise, the first original A-side single for Team TP. So congrats for them. It's cute. I really think it's cute. I like the summery vibe that it has. even though it's October and it's cold. I still do like that summer vibe.
Yeah. Same.
The costumes are cute. I like blue, so I've talked about that. I think last episode or the one before. Their center, I forgot her name. I apologize. But she does a good job. I'm like, yes, that's the center. I see the center, not because she's center in center, but it's like, yeah, I know who it is, or I see who it is, I should say. And I thought it's fun, very fun. I really like the overall visuals, and I think even though I know nothing of their language, I think that the song is catchy. It has a hook. I think it's a better hook, at least something that Rumor does not have.
Yeah.
I don't want to crap on Rumor, but I do feel that this is a stronger hook. Ba 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 ballet. I remember it. It's an earworm. I think it's a bit of an earworm. So good for them. I'm very positive on them. I like for them because it's fun. It's cute, fun. Nothing grand, but cute, fun. Why not? I like it.
Yeah. For me, it felt like this is the last swan song of summer before we're going to the dark months, basically. So it was, yeah, but it was really enjoyable, and it felt like listening to the song. It was like the final day of summer with the warm, with the warm temperature and such. The atmosphere felt summery, and it felt easy listening as well. It felt like the traditional idol song in the sense for me as well. But for me, it was the easy listening to it because I put it on and I put it on repeat. I was like, this. For me, the single is good and it's a nice background noise kind of thing. You're doing your stuff and you have the song in the background basically. So for me, yeah, I really like the song and I really enjoyed this. And the MV itself, it felt cute. So yeah, it's a pretty good song for me. Mette, how about you?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a very cute song. It's a very cute MV, very cute costumes. I don't know about you guys, but I've had snow in the past 2 weeks, so
In
I've said
Norway,
good. Yes, I know, it's
it's like
incredible.
Canada with snow. It's like what? What
Yeah.
was this?
So I've
Right.
said goodbye to summer already, so it's nice to have that warm feeling coming from something while I say goodbye to the sun for like the next 3 months or something.
Yeah,
But
basically.
yeah, it's a catchy song. It's a cute song. It's very kawaii. That's the style they went for. I think it's cute
No.
with the bubbles, with having the members inside,
Oh
and
yeah, they have those bubbles. Fake, of
yeah,
course, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
yeah. But I think it was good. It was cute. And it was nice that they had a good sentry, and you can also see like the captain of Team TP. She's like in second or third row, very recognizable. Pinhan was there. Like yeah, I like Team TP. This was a good original song for them.
Awesome. Derek.
So I mean, I it's been a little chilly here the past couple of days in Japan, which has been nice considering summer has been so incredibly summer here in Japan. Like you've been
Japan
here in
summer,
summer,
yeah, you'll melt
Makes sense.
basically. You'll melt. Yeah.
you melt,
Hey.
yeah. So I've welcomed the nice chilliness. But yeah, the reason why I bring that up is like it is interesting to see this MV where it looks like it's like middle of July or something,
Yeah.
and just came out, which is probably when they filmed it. I didn't have a problem with it at all. It's idol. I mean, they have emulated the formula of AKB down to a science on it. So they got that totally right. For me, there was no hook. There was nothing interesting about the song as far as like musically for me to like or enjoy. But it was good. It wasn't. It's like, oh, okay, you're not a Japanese group. You're one of the cousins of AKB. It's all good. Like I understand. Like they don't put out a lot of MVs, right? Like
No,
A
not
this,
much.
lot. No.
No, not
it's been a
really.
while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think
For
the
Team
last was
TP.
like uo,
Yeah.
Oh
maybe?
yeah.
Or was it Yume Yuhyo Mitteruka, maybe?
It
I think it
was
was
a
Uho.
while.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a while.
One of
It's been a
them.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so for that reason, I'm also not going to get on them. I mean, production wise, is a great MV. I mean, it's beautiful. It looked very much like an AKB group. So they kept the flavor right. I would like to have seen them do a little something that's them. Like kind of following the
Fair
BNK
enough.
style. That would have been cool. But I'm also not like upset that they did it. It was cool. Again, it's just musically they emulated AKB to the point where they even emulated AKB's inability to create catchy songs anymore. So I was like, well, okay, I mean, whatever. But that being said, it was fine. I didn't have an issue with it. I don't have any other particular comments except when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, cool. You know, no problem with it. I mean, glad TP is on the map again and saying hi to us. So cool.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah. Besides Team TP, we also had a couple of songs from BNK48. Mette, how about you
Woohoo.
tell us?
Travel. More
Yay!
travel.
Which one should we do first? Maybe the
I would say we'll
Cheers
go,
one,
yeah, the
because
football
that
song.
Cheers.
came
The
out
football
first.
songs,
Cheers.
yeah.
Well,
So,
wait. A little bit of backstory on these, Matt. Can you give us like aren't these like personal or something?
well, I'll do the one that's just a commercial first, and then we can do
Sounds good.
Indie Camp.
Sounds
Because
good.
I have
Okay.
to, I think I have to explain Indie Camp to you guys first before
Please
we
do.
can talk
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
But the first one is Cheers, and it's a commercial MV. It's sponsored by IAS Play. It's a
Mm.
I know
commercial
them.
for like, I think it's like Thai football league. Like, I don't know if it's women or men or both, but it's a commercial to get people to watch football. And in that,
No. Never
I
would have
know
guessed.
they didn't mention football at all during the
No.
song. No,
Was
no,
not
no.
clear.
And they
Thank you
didn't
for
film
clearing
it
that
at a
up.
football pitch either.
No.
No, also not on a stadium as well, so yeah.
I know. No, so it's just a commercial. But it actually made it to T-pop stage, which is like a music show in Thailand for idol
Okay.
music and for other pop music. So that was fun, and then they got to perform Cheers with and Tequila as well. So I think it's a really cute or a fun song. It's a little bit repetitive, but it's a commercial. It's supposed to be. I love the
Mhm.
outfits, like the sailor outfits and the cheerleading uniform. Really cool. Not gonna be a song I'm gonna be listening to, but it's an enjoyable song for what it was meant to be.
Yeah, for a commercial song, it
Oh,
doesn't make you wanna skip or something like that. You know?
And you get music like looking cute, and
Yep.
Noe, Janice, like you watch it for the members and you tolerate it because the song is completely fine and
mm.
cute outfits.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but for me, it was like the whole atmosphere felt familiar because I actually enjoy football in itself, actually myself. So I could relate to the MV quite a bit, having been to stadium around, even though not lately, even though the stadiums are open again. But the song wise was really enjoyable, and even though it's normally I don't really like commercial songs for commercials, I would say, but
Enough.
this one was really enjoyable for me. So it's a good song for its
Mm.
purpose for me. Colin.
It's a nice sporty MV. I think Mette said it best. You're interested in it because of the girls, and you tolerate it because of them. And that I have the same feeling because that's what I wrote down with my thoughts in case I would forget. Where it's like I don't. I am also Dutch like DX, but I don't like soccer or football, whatever. We've had this conversation last time,
Yeah, we had this
but
conversation. Yeah.
so it's not something that I care for. But I do at least like they are in that stadium. I do like those cheerleading outfits. I don't like the color green, because Team TP's outfits I like because they were blue. I don't like these ones because they are green, but they're cute. I really like the skirts. And the berets, they had berets. Sometimes I really like that. It's a very nice, sporty, commercial MV. It does what it does well, and I would also watch it like Meta said, and I echoed for them and not really what is going on. But it was, it was decent. I would watch it just for them. But hey, good for them. That's
Derek.
it.
Yeah. So that actually changes what I was gonna say because originally I thought it was just a normal song. I didn't realize it was part of a commercial. So
Oh, it is.
it's since it's part of a commercial. It's okay. Then whatever. I mean, because they're being contracted by another company apparently to do a certain type of feel and style of a song. Then I don't really have an issue then with the song. I'm not gonna judge it according to like idol ideas and concepts. I thought overall it was cute. Like the girls are very. I agree. The outfits were very cute. I didn't like the cheer part. That was the thing that took me out of the idol concept. I thought it went a little too much to the left of idol. I mean, idol songs have had cheers in the past. I felt like I was watching like a American high school varsity football game,
Oh,
and
okay.
so
I can
that
see
Yeah.
that.
that that took me out of it because it just immediately made me think America, not Japan.
Yeah, sure.
And again, nothing wrong if it's part of a CM or whatever. They have to do what the agency asked them to do. I felt they didn't need it. I felt the rest of the song was very, very, very cute and very idle. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's very them, very BNK. They rarely misstep. So I mean, they just don't. So this felt like a little bit of a misstep. But then when you just told me it's the commercial, wasn't a misstep. They were just doing what they were asked. So once again, BNK just crushing it. Although my next comments about the next one won't be so kind, but we'll get to that. Anyways, go ahead. It was good.
Okay, so then I'll go on to explain. Like, I don't know how many of you know about this, but
Most of
B&K
them.
and CGM has had a project going for a while now called Indie Camp. So Indie
Mhm.
Camp is 6 members, 3 B&K members, 3 CGM members, getting to create their own solo song. They make the lyrics, they make the music, they arrange it, and have creative input into the whole process. And they get
Mhm.
help from the company that produces B&K CGM music.
Mm.
So they've had a bunch of videos for a while now where the members are updating on their progress. We can follow along, and that culminated now in that we're getting MVs, which we've been if you've been following like I have, you've been looking forward to it because
Of course, of
the
course.
Yeah.
songs have been really interesting and fun, and it's been nice getting to see the members. And these are members who have expressed, interest and have made songs on their own before. Like Peppo has released songs that has been played at events for CGM. I think they played some of her songs for the Mali like release event
Mhm.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the
Yeah.
show started. So we know that she knows kind of what she's doing, but she's learning. It's a learning process. And
Totally.
Indie Camp now is releasing all members MVs during like the next, I think it's gonna be a week or two. I'm not sure about the scheduling.
Mhm.
So we got Satang's MV. It's just the first one we get to see.
Yeah.
Participating members are Satang,
Mhm.
we, Panda, that's the B&K
Yeah.
members. And then we have Fortune. Her music video is coming out tomorrow.
Ooh.
And then there's Peppo and Mami. And they will release intermittently in the coming days and weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
they've gotten like full control over what kind of song they're doing because they're writing it and they're making the music. And then they've gotten hints and tips from management or the
Yeah, sure.
The production
company
agent.
that
Yeah.
makes the music.
Mhm.
And then if people want to, you can go back and watch the videos that have been done for Indie Camp. It's out on Facebook. It might be on YouTube, but I'm not sure because I watched them on Facebook.
Ah. Okay.
So, if you're interested in just seeing from beginning where they
Mhm.
started with like almost nothing till end of the line product with an MV, it's a really interesting and cool journey.
It's on
And
YouTube. I just
yeah.
checked. It's on
Is
YouTube.
it
I
Yeah.
okay?
saw an episode on the 15th of October. It's online. It's 2 hours, so have fun.
Yeah.
So maybe there's more. I've only seen that one. So something is on YouTube
Mm.
at least.
So this song that came out on okay, was it Friday?
20.
No, Saturday.
One of the two.
One of the
Yeah,
two.
there was a teaser first, and then we came the day after. That is what
Okay.
happened.
Of course, yeah.
What's the
And it
title of the
was
song? What's the title
it's
for Satan?
I
Yeah.
don't know how to say it in Thai, but they released the English title with it, so
Okay.
it saves me like Google translating trying to
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
out
Let's go
what
with
is
the
the
English
Thanks for the
title.
equivalent of this.
convenience.
Yeah.
So it's called Caring, and
Okay.
it's a very uh, just cozy work. Maybe it's a nice calm song. It's like a cute little love song
Ah.
type of
Okay.
thing.
Mm.
And I think it fits her image really well. Satang has been one of the members that maybe hasn't gotten a lot of attention or a lot of senbatsu time or anything. So getting to see this side of her is just I like it. I want to see more of it. It was a cute song. It's not my like go to. I will play forever and ever again. But I would put it with Virus Vanilla. It's that type
Mm.
of song
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
to me.
Okay. Gotcha. No. When I listened to it, it felt like it had this soothing, calming atmosphere around it, but I don't know. It might not be my taste in song, but I didn't feel. Yeah, it didn't really connect to me. I did listen to it, but it was more like this is not for me. But hopefully but besides that, I'm really curious about what the other members are going to put out. But the Satang song didn't do it for me. Colin, how about you?
Go that with the song. It's like it's a nice love song. It's not terrible to listen to. It's like sounds nice. It's done nice. But I did like DMV. I just liked very visual style. I really liked. It was full of color. When it was, there were also times where she was jumping on a bed, which is fine. It's like I prefer those really where she had a locker behind her. It's like these nice visual colors. I really like to look at that. And she was very pretty. I think I've now really noticed her. I'm like, yeah, she's pretty. I get where that she's getting attention now. And I'm happy for that. I think she did well for an MV. Maybe she did it at home. I don't know. If it is, it wouldn't be surprising. But it's competently made. It was nice to look at. I liked the MV more so than the song, but it was nice. I liked it. It was fine for what it was. Nice. It made me more interested. I'm at least a little bit more interested in her. So hey, it did something really really good.
Derek, how about you?
Yeah. So I was thinking like if Connie Monica did something like this, I would be so thrilled. I wouldn't care what the song was or anything. Like she's my
Sure.
Oshi. Like I could give two craps what the song sounded like. I just want to see a whole MV of her. So if this girl is your Oshi, this is like a dream come true. It's all her. Like it's very rare to see that in Idol, really, where just one girl gets all the spotlight. But being that it was under the special circumstance once again, and it was also personal. Did you admit? Did she write the song herself?
Yeah, she made the song, she made the music, she arranged
Uh,
it with the help of a professional.
Okay, well that's fine. So for that reason, I would never crap on somebody who does something like that because when it comes from the idol themselves, that's very special. It's very rare, I might add. Maybe in foreign countries with the idols, it might be more of a thing, but because they're more Western and they're thinking in the sense like a lot of like regular musicians make their own songs in a lot of cases. Versus idol, it's always somebody else writes your songs. It's almost never the idol. So when it is the idol, that's pretty freaking awesome. That being said, I'm not going to crap on her for that. What I will say is that it wasn't idol. It was just like a song. It was very much like, okay, this is something from my heart. This is special. The professional she hired must not have understood the idol concept whatsoever because nothing about it made me feel it was an idol song except there was an idol performing the song. So that being said, I couldn't really appreciate the idol quality of it because there was no idol quality to it except for her.
Well, I don't
Song
think
wise,
that was the intention to be
very much
idol.
very much understandable, but she's an idol. So it's like if I want to listen to a girl write a song, and there's millions of girls that do that. So I'm looking for certain things when I go to Idol, and so I can see the Idol purists getting on her for that. I doubt it because I doubt anyone's gonna say anything. But I'm just saying, if you're an Idol purist, you're gonna shake your head and be like, no. But again, she wrote it from the heart. You can never go wrong, never. So no matter whether it fit that or not, it came from here. MV was idol like. She's an idol, so that quality was there. If she's your Oshi, that was cool. I mean, I would have been in heaven if that was Tani, and she could have just sat there and played a kazoo and said la 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 the whole time. I'd been happy. I don't really care. Which she probably would have done because it's Tani. But I think overall, the one thing that struck me about it was that it felt very sincere, and so that's cool. And again, the fact that she did it herself, I mean, I would, if I was her manager or her producer, I would have applauded her for the effort. I don't like ballads at all. I don't like slow songs at all. It's like very rarely, like I maybe the one ballad I have liked from anybody in the past 15 years might have been Namiya Amaro's Contrail, and I don't even know if you can call that a ballad. It's more like this big anthem, but that's it. And she's not even really an idol. I mean, I guess you can argue she was back in the day with Super Monkeys, but the thing is like, I that's just not something that taps in. Anytime there's a graduation song, like I'm just like skip, because it's just, I know it's gonna be some melodramatic like emotional thing that sounds like every other melodramatic emotional graduation song that's ever been released. So I can't tap into it. But because again, she was coming from here, I'm all right with that. Like, so not quite idol at all in my opinion, but enough sincerity in it for me to at least say, okay, I can get behind it, because she's coming from here, and yeah, I don't mean to keep harping on that, but I'm a big believer that if you go from the heart, you can't really be wrong. So good for her, and good for the BNK fans that like her, because I'm sure they were like, oh, because again, how many MVs come out and it's just one girl? It just doesn't happen. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think there are other songs like when we get later down the line that you might like more than this one.
Yeah, maybe
Sure, I will.
maybe this was just not for us, tailored to us.
I,
I would
I
say so. Yeah.
I'm not into the slow songs, so right there, even if it would have been perfectly an idol song, I'd have probably like, meh, just because it's just I don't like that kind of stuff. But she was cute. She was adorable.
Yes.
So
So
good job.
go follow Satang. That's basically it.
Satang.
Yes.
Go look.
Go,
Just give her more attention. She's doing like a radio
please.
interview tomorrow, I think. So we like
Everybody
to see
here,
new people get attention.
listen to what Mette's saying. Go do that. She deserves it. She did her best. So it's very cool.
Something else happened in Thailand
When
as
you
well.
get a lot of attention, it can create a pressure. Just like
Yeah.
CGM's first album.
Yes. There you
This
go.
was the best thing I could do.
Oh
I had
god.
pressure for the
Oh,
first
God.
album for CGM. I think it was decent. It is at least a segue that can make a little bit of sense.
You're
Sort
too
of,
funny. You're
sort
too funny.
So, I know Shampoo is a member. I know that I recognize that. Is she a good fit method for Eien Pressure? Do you think it would work if you just think of the AKB one and just put her in Paru's place?
Well, you can't like if you can't compare Shampoo to Pottery because different people, 100%.
Ooh, night and day.
But well, and then that's personality wise. But
Yeah, of course.
Shampoo is one of the younger members of CGM. Yes, there are younger members, even though
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
they're all big, quite small. Oh, they're so cute.
All two.
But this is like her first main single center or main album center, if you want.
Yeah.
And I think she's gonna do fantastic at this.
Ooh.
She's adorable. She has that. I think she could embody Eien Pressure really well. If you go listen to the original, the AKB version, go listen to the lyrics, and then imagine like Shampoo in that outfit, uh, on top of Potter's face, and then you're like, yes, this is CGM. This feels like a very good CGM 48 song. It's a good fit. And then, the Zanbatsu is really good this time. It's always fantastic, but this time it's just a little bit better.
Is
Because
there,
someone's in
yeah.
it.
Ah,
Someone
but
special.
yeah. So when is the release date for this album, though?
I have no idea. I know that they've like done the hair changes now, so everyone who's in the Zanbatsu has like some Fortune has now red hair. JJ has bright or made her dark hair brown, or at least
Okay.
brighter. So I think we're fairly close to having an MV shot, or it's been shot recently.
Ah,
So
okay.
we can hope. I think they want to reveal it at the first fan meet, but that keeps getting pushed and no firm details because COVID and
Yeah,
COVID sucks.
figures.
But I think we might see it before the end of the year. I feel confident in
Yeah.
guessing that.
Okay.
And
For
then,
Christmas, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I hope so. And then something notable about this Senbatsu, we have two new people,
Mhm.
which, since there's Kiara, who is new, and she's also one of the undergirls, her first Senbatsu. That girl is adorable. If you like Komiharu's smile, you will
God.
like Kiara.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I might be in trouble.
Bar has been set.
But
Now I'm
Bar
scared.
has been set.
Yeah. Wow.
Kiara has that really when she smiles, you want to smile too because she's so adorable, and you
Okay.
remember her because of that smile. Like
Affection
with
smile.
Komi.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. Ooh.
And then the other first person in the Senbatsu, her first main single / album Senbatsu, which makes me extremely, extremely happy because it's my favorite in CGM, and it's JJ. She has
Oh,
finally entered the
Oh.
Senbatsu for the first time.
Sure.
nice.
And I'm just so happy for her because last time, she really feels it when she's not picked and she works so hard like everyone in CGM. And to see her finally get it, to see her cry getting it, and just being so overwhelmed and happy, being embraced by the others, it's just that made me so, so happy for her. She deserves it. And she's going to be fantastic in Eien pressure, no matter what position she gets. And she's going to work her ass off to make it the best.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Really
Her name was
curious.
Kayla, right?
Kyla
Yeah.
is like the English writing
Okay.
of it, but Isadina pronounces as Kiara.
That Nizurina is right.
Yeah.
Isadina is always right.
I did quickly check. You are correct. I totally agree. She has a good smile. If I go off her profile photo, really good wide smile. I think Komi has a challenge there.
Oh god.
Oh yeah,
I'm
but
really
That's
excited.
what I
Kiara
think.
is
I like the
still
smile.
a little bit too young to challenge Comey. Give her a couple of years.
Oh yeah, she's 14. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Aquarius. Okay.
It's a little young.
Very young.
But
It's like a
potential is
second.
there.
No, I agree.
But something that some people didn't notice straight away with this Senbatsu is that Isurina is not in it.
Oh yeah, no, you're. Oh, okay. Why?
Yeah.
Explain, Ryan.
What's the reason for that?
So immediately, most people didn't notice it because, new Senbatsu, everyone's just like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
they're
Wait,
in.
Yeah.
after
And
everything
then,
is done, you're like, hey, wait a minute.
That
yeah,
is dawning it,
people
yeah.
had that reaction just like, hang on a minute, why aren't you? Because Om is in the Senbatsu, the captain of Team C.
Mm-hmm.
And then Isadina later went on, I think the day after the announcement to the IMF and explained that she wanted to see CGM without her, how it would look if she was not in it.
Okay.
And she actually intended to graduate post the first album or the
Oh,
fourth
what?
Ooh,
single.
what?
Okay.
Really?
But yeah, but
Oh.
COVID happened, so she won't.
Okay.
Okay.
She's gonna
So
stay.
longer COVID exists, Isarina stays.
Well, it's kind of iffy about when she's gonna graduate, but she hinted
Mhm.
at that she might now stay until there is a CGM theater.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
But
I
at the
mean,
same time,
I mean, I don't really understand in my heart like why Isarina would want to leave that. She is like star power there, Like she comes back to Japan, she's gonna be nothing. I mean, in terms of attraction from people, things like that. I mean, I guess she could do
Yeah,
solo
fair enough.
activities in Japan, but if she stays, she's top. She's senpai. Like it's like you're in a good position, girl. Like I don't know. Maybe she's homesick. I don't know.
well, I don't think she's actually graduating to leave Shanghai. I don't think
Oh,
so.
she's going to be management basically. I think she's going
I
to be
think
management. Yeah.
like that's a speculation from us fans
All
that
right.
when she
Right.
graduates, she's just gonna stay on as the general manager of CGM. Is the
Oh, that would be
speculation?
cool. That would be
like
cool.
Yeah, same as
JKT
Melody.
did.
Melody.
Yeah, Melody. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if it was Melody. Yeah, so it's kind of like that. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
But
there's
yeah.
good. I was gonna say there's an idol group that I work with that I was doing their stuff on Idol Underworld, and the members all graduated, but then the one member in that group now is a manager of another group that I work for, and that's very rare in the Chica world, like that they become managers. Usually they become staff of super famous underground idol Kai, who was in the original Betterha. She's like staff now for like Migma Shelter and all these other groups from Acme Records, and that everybody gets a big hoot out of that because Kai was so popular. But she was never really good at the stage thing, like she could barely speak on the stage. Her like MC was konnichiwa, Kai desu. Ja, tsugi no kyoko wa. Everyone's like, oh, what? Like,
Yeah.
it's like she just. But so that's very cool. I mean, that's a very idle thing in a way. Like when it happens. So if Isarina does it, I think she'd make a good manager. Actually,
Well,
Well,
she's
she
a
has
good
so much
manager now,
experience.
so
Yeah.
Well, she's been doing Idol forever. Like
Yeah.
she knows it. So that's wonderful. It's good to hear.
but no graduating yet, please. Like, please stay for like I don't know, at least until I can go back to Thailand. This is very selfish,
Yes.
but like
So that's
stay until I can
totally
get
fine.
like a handshake event or something.
Right. As a side note to this, somebody on YouTube has been furiously subbing crazy clips from AK Bingo. Instead of doing whole episodes, they're clipping like 7 minutes here, 8 minutes
Yeah.
here, and I have been enjoying going back and watch. I mean, like tons. I don't know who it is. God bless them. Because the subs are actually really good too. From
Oh,
the
wow.
Japanese that I know, I'm looking. I'm like, whoever this person or group is, they got their stuff together. And I'm just letting people know, if you're watching this, go on YouTube. If you just type in AK Bingo's ENG subs, you're going to get flooded with a bunch of recent stuff. I don't know how long they stay up, but they've been up quite a bit lately. And I'm talking like good chunks. So yeah, I've been able to see like Arena and all these like old members in their glory. I've been able to see a lot of like, you know, the not Bad Boy, the new
Oh,
what
Moving shower.
Woman shower. Yeah.
you know, just them to
Yeah,
Miyamoto-san,
yeah.
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 like just crushing it, you know, just being like somebody did a whole thing of like 9 or 10 minutes of him just being a badass, and it's like just different clips of him just destroying the girls or
Oh,
like
wow.
them destroying him, and I was like in tears laughing because when you put it all together like that, it's think about like when we watch AK Mango, you wait for those funny moments.
Yeah, true.
You know, like if they're not, I'm not talking like old AK Mango where it was every 3 seconds. It's like later on you kind of had to wait. But when you have all those later AK Bingo clips put together, oh my god, it's laugh right. And somebody's been doing that. So I saw recently is Arena, and I just tears, you know, laughing because you know how Miyamoto always on her about stuff and just they're just constantly going and just I don't know. It was pretty cool stuff.
Nice.
Side note. So
Cool.
Cool. No, but yeah, just curious how long she's going to stay, but hopefully she at least stay till the theater is rebuilt, I would say so, because
Hopefully.
That's what she said, that she was planning on staying until there's a theater. But I was like, yeah, okay, please, just
Wait.
yeah,
Hey.
please.
don't go. Let's have Eien pressure, no graduations from anyone, and let's just celebrate this amazing first album that it will be.
Hey, okay. That's everything is fine.
Yes. And then
Right
there's
on.
going to be like a two-shot event for it, apparently, or that's what they're thinking of doing. I'm like, just could you hold it like when I can go to Thailand, please?
Wait, don't go too
Please.
quickly.
wait,
Don't
wait,
rush
wait,
it.
wait, wait. Oh
I
man.
want to go. Oh.
That makes sense. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Well, since we're talking about graduations anyway,
Oof.
Mm.
Ouch.
we had the
Oh my god.
former Shokantoku Yokoyama Yui announcing graduation, but now
Last
Team
month.
8 Yokoyama Yui also has announced her graduation. And to be honest, I was kind of shocked because, especially since Namahamu rumor was released, I thought she was like, yeah, she's going to be frontliner from here on out because her dance skill were top notch. But then suddenly announcing graduations, it felt kind of shock. And to be honest, it wasn't expected at all. To be quite honest, because I thought like she's going to be part of the new foundation of AKB from here on out. But guess she had other plans. But Colin, your thoughts?
No, so it was tweeted that she would do showroom, and I saw that. And you know, girls tweet that they're going to do showroom later in the day. They do this all the time. But then someone pointed out, oh no, AKB48, the Twitter account has retweeted it. Oh, this must mean something. And it's then at that moment I was like, I see something coming. So and then it happened. I was like, now if I had not seen that before the announcement, I would probably have been more surprised for the same reason as the ex is. But apparently she has found her true calling. She wants to be an actress, which is great. I like that. I'll look forward to it. I'm not sure if she's going to be like a leading lady, let's say, but I think she's more like Nogi Zaka's. What's the first prominent member to graduate? Oh, what was her name? Damn it. Poop. I forgot. But I can see her doing roles like that, like quirky characters, more so than a leading lady. But it's weird that she has announced it. But hey, if she wants to do other stuff, she has been an AKB teammate like 7 years. I want to
Yeah.
say. I thought I
Yeah.
read that 7.5 ish. So that's long. But like she was a big teammate member. Always been. Then again, because of her name, having the same name basically, only written differently in kanji. Like Yui Han, you were aware of it at least. Oh, there's another one with her name. But she's great. She's a great member. Really fun. Really cool. So it's a shame. More teammate members dropping. More graduation. I mean, if you've had a few graduations already, it's like no, and that's not even the first one.
Nope.
But it's not. I will say the only other thing I will say is that it's not. If she wasn't a member that I felt that strong of an attachment to, she wouldn't be, in my clique, my group of teammate members that I would say I really really like. She wouldn't be quite in there, but it's still a pity. That's at least semi, at the least prominent member. So that's unfortunate, but it's her choice after all. So oh well.
Mette, how about you?
Kind of the same like Colin. Like Yokoi is someone who's always been since she entered like in the back of my mind because Yuhan Yokoi, you're gonna know her. You're gonna like, and we've seen her like on AK Bingo during the dance competition with
Oh yeah.
Eton.
Yep.
Like you've noticed her, and she's been known for being a good dancer. And I was I was surprised, but I wasn't sad surprised, if that makes sense. Like, I was like, oh, what really? And then, oh, okay.
I share the same sentiment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, 7 years is a long time to be with a group, even though I shouldn't say stuff like that because the B&K first gen contracts are up next year after 5 years. So
Oh, great.
7 years isn't long enough to stay longer,
Yay.
everyone.
Oh,
Keep staying. But no, Yokoye has had a very up and down career, kind of, in
Yeah, kinda,
AKB.
yeah.
It's been like she's been at the forefront a couple of times and then gone back to her regular position with Team 8, and then she's been
yeah.
in some big Team 8 things, and then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now she's gonna go and be in plays or musicals. I'm not sure. And I hope she
Something
will,
acting related. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I hope she will have a good career, and I hope that, sometimes in the future we're gonna hear that, she got the leading role in something. It's gonna be good for you, Yokoye. Follow your dreams.
Mm.
Yes. Your thoughts, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for Kuranu, Naru, because I know that they're really close,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I know that's probably got to hit her. Anytime idols lose their friends in groups, I mean, I don't know if they're still friends now. I'm just saying they were in the past, but
Mm.
that's never easy. I mean, the one thing I take from her is that she was a hell of a dancer,
Yeah.
and how many times did she blow us all away with the dance skills? And I know like her and Tano Yuka also had a really close relationship. I
Yeah,
think they,
Mhm.
they, they referred to her as her daughter because
they
like
Yep.
did.
or something like that. So I do remember all that about her, and I also think that it will be interesting to see how that plays out. Like you guys said, she was sort of I don't want to say like a major member, but she's definitely a recognizable
Yeah.
member.
Yeah.
I guess there won't be any more confusion when somebody is in Team 8. It's like Yokoyama Yui, and they're like, oh, which one? So. Uh, I
Yeah.
mean, Yui or not or whatever. Sorry. So, anyways, so I guess she's had a long time in AKB's system. I mean, again, in idol years, she's about as old as a dragon from Lord of the Rings. She's just really she's up there. But she was never ranked in the Sasankyo, like not once. Not again that's even a judgment anymore, since that's kind of a long. It feels like it's just hadn't been around in a while. But that does kind of, you just look at a girl's trajectory at a system like AKB, and she hasn't exactly had like that crown shining moment outside of the dance competitions. And so, if you don't capitalize on like your crowning moment in that sense, like, and do more with it, or try to stick out from a pack like AKB where there's hundreds of girls, you're gonna sink. And so I'm sure she did a good job. I'm sure she was very much a part of that system. But it's probably just time for her. Like better opportunities are calling. She's getting. Well, she's not that old, but
No.
she's getting past her age area where she probably thinking, well, I want to do other things in my life. Good for her. So I wish her all the best. It'll be sad to not be able to have met her or see her dance again, but it's idol. So of course to be expected to see graduations.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping into the graduation segment, I would say we have a major one from Nogizaka.
Yeah.
Mm.
Today.
Today actually, and that's
Yeah.
Ikuta Erika. Oh my god, that's a big one.
I'm
About
sad.
as big as Shirashimai, I would say. So
Yeah, I would say so. But then again, I like Ikuta Erika more than Shirashimai. That's it's members different. Some appeal to you a little bit more, and Ikuta Erika was that for me. But go ahead, sis.
no, it kind of was expected because well, she was up there along with. She was also a first generation member from Nogizaka 46. She was literally there from the beginning as well. So everyone was wondering when is she going to announce it, especially because well, she basically reached everything she could reach along with Nogizaka 46. She was in the Tokyo Dome with Nogi, so basically everything she could reach and succeed for, she already done it basically. So it's kind of was expected, but it still hurts, because she was also that member that was quite good variety wise with her cooking in the beginning by not using a pan on a hot plate and such. So it's like, yeah, no. But yeah, she was one of the funny members, but I had a feeling she was grown bigger. She was bigger than Nogisaka, so she had different leading roles in stage plays and such. So it kind of was expected, but it still hurts. It really still hurts. Mette, how about you?
I actually like Shirashimai more than Ikuta Erika. So
We
that one
cannot be
was
friends anymore.
Oh god.
no,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
no.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Fair enough.
oh no. I'm gonna tell it to Forrest and ask him to choose between us.
Oh.
God.
I
Oh.
know I lose, but still.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe a little bit because you roast him a lot. So fairly.
It's his own fault. And it's your own fault too when you do something worthy of roasting.
Yeah,
But no,
that's true.
I like it's sad when you lose someone who's a first generation member from any group. It's sad when you lose someone who's been such an integral part of a group's history and who's been there and seen it all, done it all.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's sad losing her, and I hope she will get a good and a big, big send off,
I
full of
hope so.
love, and maybe some first gen members coming back, to say goodbye. That would be nice.
It would be very much so.
Mhm. Yes.
I am. I was surprised for it. I must say. She was really one. Was she the first member? Yeah, she was the first member in Nogizaka that really appealed to me. I think she's just a great musical actress.
Yeah.
She has a great voice. Which is
Yeah.
the main reason why I took notice of her. Also because musical acting. It's like she would star in musicals that I know and that I'm aware of. So there's that shared interest. So it's surprising, but on the other hand, it's very happy as well because I'm like, yeah, you earn it. You have done so much. You've seen it all, done it all, like Mette said. And I'm very content with her graduation and that I'm not really sad about it. It's earned. She deserves it. I hope that she will have a great concert. I will definitely watch it. I can't wait for. She'll probably have a lot of performances with other members, but it's one of the rare times where I look forward to her solo performances in that concert just more. In her case, that is. That's saying something. So I'm very happy for her. Still surprised, but I'm happy. I hope she will do great. I'll definitely keep an eye on her. As I've been doing, she's one of my favorite members, and she's really someone I'm like, I want to keep an eye on her for as long as I still am interested. So I'm content. I'm happy. I'm a little bit more shocked with other persons, but we'll get there in a moment.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's another story. We get there.
Yeah, it would be interesting if she leaves like with 11 pockets. That was a gag during the shows.
I'm not expecting that. I don't feel that that's something that they would do. But maybe. Hey, I hope to be surprised. Who knows?
Yeah. How about you, Derek?
Yeah, well, okay, so my thoughts on this are kind of in line with like what you guys are saying. I mean, she's done it all. She's been around forever.
Yeah.
She's been entertaining people for years and years. Even before she was a Nogi, I believe she did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The girl was meant for the stage. She's meant to be on camera. She's got the one of the prettiest faces in Idol. Her body size is about what I think Japanese people find very attractive. She's not like too skinny. She's not a big girl. Like she's right in that good pocket that I feel gets a lot of attraction here with people. So overall, she's got it all. She's got everything going. The thing that I think would happen is when she did Les Miserables, she realized, oh wait a minute, there's a much bigger world out there for me, and she's done it twice now. And I think with her concurrent duties, I think she's Eponine or something in Les Miserables
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's probably a little too much. The schedule's probably it's grueling, and I think she had to make a choice. Like, what do I really want to do? Well, here I am crushing it on the stage. The Butai culture is, I would say, a little bit different than idol culture. You have to make that choice, and she chose to go that route. It's going to considerably free her up to focus on being more about develop her personal instead of worrying about developing a group. Nogi's already developed. Nogi's done it all, as you guys said.
Yeah.
So there's nothing more to really develop there, other than hope to God they can come out with more songs and new generation of girls. I don't think Ikutas want to be like the eternal senpai looking down on these girls and be like, yo, I'm gonna support them even at the cost of my own years and years of life. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna do my own thing because I'm awesome, and that's fine. That's the trajectory you can only hope for your Oshi. That she can start doing well at an idol group, and then eventually, when she decides to take that next step in her life, what does she do? Play solo music, solo career, movies and stuff. I think she again, she has not had any bumps. She's going up, up, up. My next guess is after the plays, we're gonna see her in TV and movies endlessly. Again, she's got the face for it. She's got the
Yeah.
face. I don't know about her acting skills. I mean, I've never actually seen her act. Have any of you seen her in anything? I mean,
Only musical acting, but that's a
Probably
little
musical
bit, yeah.
mostly. So yeah.
usually if you're on the theater, that's a more raw version of a camera in front
Oh,
of you
yeah.
taking stuff. Like there, how many people have we seen in Western worlds jump from the stage to the big screen? So or vice versa. You see a lot of famous people. They love to go back to the theater and do that because for a lot of people that are big famous actresses and actors, they started in the plays in high school, college. It's a good place to understand the pressure of remembering lines and being performing, and it would make sense if we see Erika-chan, if we see her massively big in about 3 years on TV and movies everywhere in Japan. I mean, she's 20 something now, mid 20s I believe. She's right at that age where if she makes that jump, no one would even blink an eye. So this isn't a surprise or anything. I mean, Maitan and Erika, they were pillars of Nogi. So, but the pillars don't need to be there anymore. The castle's standing well on its own. And again, Nogi has done everything Nogi can do at this point. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, outside of touring the world, I don't know what else there is as far as life goals for them. So, the only thing you can hope for once you've reached all your pillars as a group is nurture the younger groups generation to do the same thing and just keep repeating. But she's not part of that. So, all love and respect to her. She wasn't one of my favorite members, but she's also somebody I highly respected in the group. Again, I'm not a big Nogi fan, but I'm a fan enough to know that like Erika did it all, and she had a great career. She can look back and be like, "Yep, I did this thing, and it was awesome." And all love and respect to her and her Oshis. I know it's a tough one to hear, but don't be too sad about it. She did it right. She did it right. Her career is a good model for any other idols coming into the AKB system to follow. So.
Mhm.
I give her all a lot of love and respect. She did it right.
Yeah. Sticking with the Sakamichi series, we also had two first generation Keyaki, yeah, nowadays Sakura, but I'm still going to refer them as Keyaki Saki members, announced their graduations. It's Watanabe Rika and Moriya Akane, the sergeant and the funny member, basically. Both first generation Keyaki Saki members, and they have also announced graduations. So I'm really curious what they're going to do because besides Rika being the funny person, I don't know a whole lot about her. So yeah, really curious what they were going to be doing because both were part of Fukyo Waon, which still is one of the all-time favorite songs for me. So yeah, that's about it. Any thoughts, Derek?
Yeah, let me just go real quick. I mean, I don't have much to say about either because
Yeah.
I'm in the same camp as you. Didn't know much outside of when we watched K
Yeah.
Bingo and stuff, and they were hysterical. Like I'll say this, like K has been on a downslope, I think, and I don't think I mean, honestly, since losing Techi, I've also kind of lost interest in them, and they haven't really done anything either that has made me feel like, oh, they're back or anything. Although Moriya might disagree with that, and that's okay. But she's not here, so yay! Good.
Oh.
I'm just, I'm
Again,
just
I'm hearing
kidding.
Furious typing somewhere. Someone's
Somewhere,
Yeah,
writing.
Somewhere.
somewhere.
I can't. I have to do it. Come on, she knows I'm. No, I mean I love K, of course. I mean they one of the greatest songs ever. Idol with Fukuan, so I'll always love them. But they were part of that, So it is weird when you start to chip away members that you feel quite didn't reach their potential. I feel that's the case with these two.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but I wish them the best luck, whatever they do. Sad to see him go. I would like to have seen the whole KS system have this huge resurgence. But a lot of people have been following the Sakamichi series and or the new groups and the Sakurazaka. So I guess in that sense they have come back. It's just I don't know. In terms of what the KM members have done, I just feel they're in a free fall with a lot of different things. I don't quite know what they're doing. So this makes sense. We're gonna see a lot more graduations of the old first gen members. It's
Yeah.
the dominoes are going to start falling with them, and
Mhm.
sad to say that, but I just predict that they're just the beginning of it. So
Speaking, we're going back to the 48 group. We also see the end of a golden gen with both Yamauchi Suzuran and Oba Mina announcing their graduations. Colin, I know you're hurting, but talk to us, dude.
Uh, I mean, both were very quick. So they're all 9 gen. Yuihan announced graduation last month, and then just barely a week or 2, 3, Suzuran announced graduation on the 7th of October, and then 2 days later, Oba Mina, I was still recovering, announced graduation, and both were early members that I really like in SKE. Even though I think they're different. Yeah, like with Suzuran, I really liked her energy. Still do, by the way. I used the past tense. I still do. Really spunky, energetic. Whereas with Oba Mina, I liked her reserved nature. She was, I wouldn't say timid or anything, just more or less quiet but dependable. I've always found Oba Mina to be very pretty. I even bought her photo book last year. I just always found her to be very pretty, but maybe because her face is what I really like. Well, not the greatest example, but it's a good enough example. Why would I otherwise buy a photo book? So I was sad, but both of them have been in AKB because they started out in AKB since 2009. So it's like, you know what? You can go something else with your life because that's 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. So hey, and they have done a lot. I mean, more time in SKE. I think I want to say 2013, 14. They
Yeah,
both
something?
was it
Something
the
like that?
shuffle? There was a shuffle.
There was
I
a
think.
shuffle,
Yeah.
yeah.
More or less.
It's just like which shuffle, because there were so many.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Which stuff?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Somewhere in 2014, 15, no, 13, somewhere, someone knows. But so they've been longer with SKE than with AKB technically, but it's still a pity. Going on the heel of Yuihan, their fellow 9 Gen member. I do know that Oba Mina will graduate in April when she's 30. So that also one of the more older members in AKB after Yukirin. Don't know who else would come after her. Who's daddy? Oh yeah, Shizuka maybe.
Maybe Meow or Shizuka, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, one of the two.
One
I
of
don't
them
think.
is like 27, I think.
Dasu, Dasu.
7?
There's
That's
also
it.
Dasu.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
there was someone. I knew there was someone. There's always that case. There's always someone who's also there, who's also older. But Adasu was the one that I was thinking of. But either way, it's a loss. In a way, I do think it's warranted. That they deserve to graduate. They've done a lot in their own respective ways. But it was sad. It's in the same weekend. It's like, oh no, wait, hang on. And and it still comes as a surprise to me because you're reading Twitter and it's like, wait, what? Like accidentally, in the sense that you were just scrolling to Twitter just on a moment and you're like, what? This happened. Where was I? So it's sad, but that's the thing that happens. It's an unfortunate thing for Eski because it's more less members in the group that I still like, especially because they were big ones, at least for me. But it is what it is. I look forward to the graduation concerts. I don't know when Suzuran's is, but it will be fun. Probably a lot of golf jokes somewhere, or maybe on a golf. Now that would be a little odd. And the ground is not similar. Nah, it would be a little fun. It would be a little fun. Maybe something. I don't know. We'll see. Something creative you can do with that. But it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm still content they've earned their graduation, I think.
Mette.
No, losing the ninth gen is like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for those gens that were there and were like newer when I started coming into AKB, and it's sad, but there's a time for everything, and they felt that this was their time. So I hope at least that maybe they'll show up at Yuihan's graduation, that we can get a ninth gen reunion of some sort. I'll take anything.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, no, it's sad, but it's like it's a happy sad. I'm happy for them that they found the next step and that they're taking it. But also I'm sad because they were great in their own way.
Exactly. Derek.
Yeah, so for Suzuran, I didn't really have a connection to her at all. Like, I have a problem or anything. I mean, she's been there forever, but it's more like, how do I put it? The only thing I think I remember about her is she's good at golf. If I'm not mistaken, like, didn't she have a golfing thing, a challenge, or?
She did. I think she wants, after graduation, wants to do more golf-related activities.
Yeah, like, do you remember, like, was it the challenge with Satasan where they were gonna shave off his big hair and pompadour and didn't she have one of the challenges?
Yeah, she participated in the challenge.
Yeah, so she did have a couple moments here and there. So, she's just one of those idols in AKB system where you kind of hear a little bit about, she's part of the system. She probably did her activities well enough to be in the group as long as she did. Time to go because nothing's happening. So I get it. Minarun hits me a little harder because I always loved Minarun. She was so funny. I think back to, like, when she was in charge of leading Team 4, and then she had her then she had her scandal, then she came back, which was awesome, and then since then she had been up. I mean, she rebounded. She's one of the rare ones that did rebound. Watching her heart break in the documentary when she had the scandal was very hard to watch, but I loved that she came back and she became a staple. How many times did she make us laugh, especially with the weight stuff?
Along with Shibata. Oh my god.
Yep.
But she did it well. She did it right. The thing about it is she's older. What's interesting is I would love to see her make a play in the Chica world, because lately there's been a trend of, like, older idols in Chica. Like, there's a group I work with. They're called Tokyo PN, and they have a sister group called Nito Ame, and they're crazy. Like, they're punk rock. They don't give a crap about anything. Their sets are just wild. Like, a couple of the girls will just start drinking and smoking cigarettes on the stage. One of the girls just literally lays down on the stage and just, I don't even think she sings. One of the members of the group is 40-something years old. So, like, but she looks really young though. But, like, they're bizarre. But then there's another girl, Matcha Latte, the girl I did the photo book for from 15 Germ. She's like 30. You know, you idol doesn't necessarily have to stop at a certain age. That's old school idol thinking. Back in the day, yeah, they unfortunately did have that kind of window between like 14 to like 24. After that, you're an old lady in idol. But now it's not really the case. And also, if you look really young, you can get away with it. I always thought Mina, she didn't look like ever to me like she was this really older woman. She's always kind of had this, like, the cheeks were very childlike, and also the chubbiness for her like worked for her in that sense. She did look very young, and she still does. Um, it hits me because I just like the fact that she was one of those mid-tier girls that always found a way to be in the conversation. She did it right, and I would love to see her come to the Chica world, because right now there's the trend of older idols, and Chica being no problem. She would fit, I think. I think she would fit very well. I'd love to see her give it a shot if she does, but I don't think she will. I mean, does anybody know what she wants to do? Have she announced post-graduation
I don't
plans?
think there was anything, Colin.
Take a quick look. I know the golfing thing with Suzuran, but Oba Mina, I'm not sure.
Still blank, right?
Not sure.
Yeah, still blank.
It didn't specify in the
Nothing.
tweet that I used. So maybe there is, but I haven't seen it.
So I would be curious to watch Minarin's career after AKB, SK, or SK, all that, like whatever she decides to do. I personally be interested, because I really like Minarin. I just like the fact that she was always the butt of jokes, and she took it very well. I'm always the butt of jokes with people too, because I do a lot of stupid things, like try to make tacos and not understand how to do it. Something else I had a big thing, by the way, people. I made tacos, and it's only like the second time I've ever made them. Last time it was like so long that I forgot. But I really struggled, and but I made them. They were delicious. There was no house fire.
Yay.
It was a big event, but so Minoru was the type that could do something like that and get away with it, and everybody loved it, and she knew how to take it. And so I think there was what was the one episode? I think it was her and the one model girl, and they had a bikini contest. And
Abe Maria, I think. Abe Maria?
yeah, Maria. It was Abi Maria and
Yeah.
the bikini. And I gotta be honest, she looked pretty wonderful, even though Maria's like,
Yeah.
Compared to
but
that,
Miriam held it very well, and I thought I really loved her for doing that. I loved her for, like, even though she got jokingly the body shaming a little bit, it was all in good fun, of course, but she just handled it so well. And so, being that she did that, I think she's gonna do well in life if that wasn't an act. And I think that she's very strong. She's got a good resolve. Whatever she ends up doing in life she's gonna be good at. I'm personally curious. I would kill to see her in the Chica world, though. I just think she'd fit the system well, even at her age. So, but we'll see. I mean, Datsu, I think, would be really good in this world, because she's got that idol veneer. She was born an idol. Just her playfulness is good. Where Minoru was a little bit more on the serious side, but I feel at the same time like Minoru just accidentally was funny. I like accidental funny people. They're always the best, So. Good for her. Wish her luck. Wish her a lot of love. Same with Suzuran. Hopefully, I see her in some golfing commercials and stuff. There's actually golfing clubs in a few areas here, like women's golfing clubs, but I don't quite think they're really about golfing. I think they're about something else. But I do see the billboards, and I'm so curious. Like, are they? I mean, it's in like a tiny building. What are they doing in there that deals with golf? I could be totally wrong. I think it's a theme for something
mashing
else.
stuff a la Tiger Woods with their clubs or something for stress
Would be
relief.
interesting.
I don't know. I mean, it's a good way of stress relief. Not
Yeah. I can say something about hole in one, but I'm gonna refrain. So let's just move on. Sorry, that was terrible. Okay.
Oh, man.
Anyways,
But Colin, you wanted to talk about the Nemhama rumor sales. What's going on with
Yeah, in a strange way, I had thoughts about it, or at least more or less a conclusion. So, rumor, the 458 single was released. I can't remember when, early October, and the first week sales, it was 350,000 copies. which is a decent number. But for AKB, that's a pretty big drop after a consistent 1 million sales. Now they have a little bit more than 1/3, but it's also because it's not the sister groups; it's just AKB,
Yeah.
and it's just them. So the other
Online
bands,
handshakes event. Not It's not
exactly.
like physical.
Exactly. So maybe that's why, in part, it's so low. Not surprising. I'm not surprised.
Mhm.
That's the thing. The main reason why AKB got their 1 million sales is because even if they had like the one STU member or the one NGT member in every lineup for a long time, give and take, a little leeway, you would see all those members from all those groups. It made sense. It was mainly for the theater, for the handshakes. So that's fine, which is fine, by the way. But it is funny in a way, and it's something that I did not really think of because, in part, I don't like the song all that much, really at all. It has some good things going for it, but when I make my conclusion, what I think about it, it's there's more things that I don't like about it. But what the funny thing is, or at least with me, despite low-ish sales for AKB, there is a lot of traction for the song. I've heard more people talking about it in a meta way, but also just talking about it normally. That it's stirring a lot of attention. People are into the dance, which I was not. But people are doing those dances on TikTok, but also on elsewhere. People are talking about it. They're listening to it. It has gathered more traction than a lot of the past AKB singles. Like Derek mentioned way earlier in the show, like it was playing on the streets. It's like, which more or less normal, but it makes sense overall. Where it's like there's more focus on this song despite the lower sales. That people are really hype. Well, maybe hype is kind of the wrong word, but it's like it's gathering a lot of traction, and that was. I think in a way it's good, even though I don't like the song, really, unfortunately. Despite the pure AKB members in there, but it's just not really my thing. But in a way, I'm kind of happy that it's putting more focus on them as a group. People liking them a little bit more, a little bit of a resurgence, a little bit of a comeback. At least they're more talk of the town in that way. Mostly on Twitter. Twitter is a town in Estonia. That makes sense. And it's like, you know what? It's good that it's at least gathering this traction, that people do like it. It is a song that I'm like, yeah, this is something that most people would like, and I am not one of those most people. But which makes sense. So it's good in a way. That what was my conclusion, that despite the lowest sale, the fact that it is such a surprise in a way, that it's still something that people are more talking about than the last 4 songs, let's say 4, just a random number. Then they have with those 4 songs, then as opposed to this one. So good for them. I mean, that surely is a positive thing, right?
Yeah, for me, I wasn't too surprised when the sales figures came out, to be quite honest, because I kind of expected the less than a million, so it wasn't that big of a shock. Because still, you have to remember, AKB was out for a long time, and
Oh, that too.
they don't
Yeah,
have the
now.
star power anymore. They could rely on, like,
Also true.
there's no Sashi, and like, so it was basically starting out from scratch. So
Hmm.
getting breaking the when the million streak was broken, I wasn't too surprised or too shocked for it. As long I consider
Yep.
this more like getting back into the picture, and let's take a
Yeah.
look how it goes from here. That's the way I look at this single right now. But those are my thoughts. Mette, any thoughts?
Fair enough.
Like, I think I've seen this at least today that people have been talking about it, but No
Still good.
Homo didn't. It wasn't slated to sell a million CDs.
No, I
There's
would have been
enough.
surprised if it was 500,000.
Yeah, but
So
I think with the handshake events that they plan up, that they could sell maybe top 600,000 CDs. So it was never going to reach a million this time
no,
around, anyways. And it was, to be expected when you're taking away the popular members from other groups. You don't have in person handshake events, you don't have national handshake
that too.
events.
Also part, yes.
It's just, it was expected, but that it's doing what is comparably well to other idol groups that are big. Like, it has done well compared to like Hinata Saka, I think, or it was Sakura Saka. Like it's going in the tops of Oricon when it came out,
Oh yeah.
and it's not that far away from type Nogisaka sale. So I think it was a success as much as it could be for the situation we're in. Maybe we're more lucky for the next one that will come out next spring or something.
That would be long, but I can see it happening.
Yeah.
I hope not, but
yeah.
you know,
True.
we'll see.
Derek.
We just
Yeah.
want something. We want more.
Right. No, agreed. Totally agree. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if they had even one or two Handshake events, this would have topped 1 million in my opinion. I think the thing is like, it's more of a catchier song than I realized. Like, honestly, I've been hearing it so much going into. I go to Shibuya a lot for work, and I hear it all the time. And the more I hear it, the more I'm like da 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 da, and I'm like, I'm like crap. I'm like, now it's in my head, and they have really pushed it with commercials and every. I mean, they have
Yeah.
done a lot of marketing for
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of AKB for not giving up on its brand and its genre and its title, but lack of star power is hurting them. And then again, not doing handshake events. That's their lifeblood. That's their bread and butter. I mean, if you want to keep the star power, you gotta give them a reason to come, like financially. And
Yeah.
without that, it's gonna be difficult, But it's also kind of an interesting challenge for them. Like, where can they go from here? What can they do? As I've said over and over again, get better songs. If you get a slam dunk song, that's gonna help. Get some more star power in, or you got amazing idols already in the group. Prop one or two of them up and make them the stars that they need to be. Remember Maya Atsuko. I mean, I know it might be a weird example, but this was a nobody who became a somebody because Aki P deemed it so. He's like, you're going to be the famous one, and she's like, no, I'm not. I don't want it. And he's like, you're gonna be the famous one, and she's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, you're gonna be
Look what
famous. And
happened.
she's like, all right. And then look what happened. Biggest name ever in Idol. So if you get that kind of like force of will going in, there's plenty of girls. I mean, just as a show of each of you in the current system, who do you think could be? Who do you think could do that? Each of you. I'm curious to know what you think. Mette, go first.
I'm gonna put forth two names and their
Oh,
current
please,
front rows.
go
So
ahead.
I think with the right kind of push, the persistent kind of push, I think that Natsan could reach his
Yes,
senpai's level
Yeah.
of stardom.
totally.
She's already halfway there.
But she
There's
could.
still more to go.
Yeah,
And then
sure.
I think someone who actually met Atsan a couple of weeks ago. Now this is gonna be like maybe controversial for people like K-pop people and then J-pop people, but Hee-chan is someone who already has momentum,
Yeah. Hichan,
regardless of
yeah.
what you think of Eyes One or if you're just a teammate only person. Like Hee-chan is charismatic, she's funny, she has a personality that you'll remember, and she sticks out. And now she is on TV all the time. She's on radio, she's in magazines. It's just a matter of pushing her more and giving her chances to grow as the center of something.
Yeah, and she's dropped it gorgeous.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
exactly.
but
That
that's
Exactly.
helps.
something you guys are gonna notice more than me. Like
Yeah.
that's
Sure, understandable. DX.
For me, I consider Nachan already established pillar for AKB48, so I'm not going to mention her. But indeed, I'm going to agree with Mette. Hichan by far.
Mm,
She has the fan. She has the established fans from Ice One. Probably going to follow her along into teammates. So I would say if they play their cards right, Hichan can become the next pillar for AKB48. That's how I view it.
mm.
That's the one that's
Heck
standing
yeah.
out. Yeah, that's the one
Heck
that's.
yeah, dude. Totally agree. Colin.
If it was a game and I was asked to bet on someone and I definitely want to win and get a lot of money, it would be Okada Nana. I think she
yeah.
would be a good choice. She has had a lot of momentum, a lot of star power. Still probably the first member that people think of when it comes to AKB. So if it's gonna be someone, it would be her. At least if I want to bet and I want to win, then I would say her because it's the most logical choice. I would say.
Yeah.
But is there a
Uh,
personal one that you would like to see?
Would like to see. Oh, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
True.
I gotcha.
I definitely. For me, it's Taniguchi Megu. I would definitely have.
Ooh, Meguta, nice.
Okabe Rin is probably
Oh,
my second after
yeah.
that. That-
Sure.
the ones that I would like to see, definitely. If they have a chance, that's another story, of course.
Yeah,
I
it's the
hope
whole other thing.
because I definitely like them a lot, really a lot. So if it is going to be someone, I would probably pick either of the two because they are probably my. They rank in my top 3, top 4. So
Very cool.
those would be my pick. But do I see it happening like Madasco? Nah, but
No,
I
of
wouldn't
course not.
really
It's
care.
like lightning in a
That doesn't
bottle.
happen. Exactly,
Yeah.
and I don't. I'm not sure if AKB can do it again. Maybe if they're long enough and they have that golden child. Maybe I felt that they wanted to do it with Yahagi Moeka, where they really made more of a push and effort put into her than say Yui Yui. Yui Yui is a maybe, but that crashed and burned in a way
Mhm.
in that regard. Which is also one of the main reasons why I don't see it happening. But if it does, that would be good for them. But as Mette said, lightning in a bottle, it doesn't strike twice. There's a chance, but who knows?
Well, I can rather
Right.
see like
Mhm.
one person. It would be a group of people instead of having one not-san.
Yeah.
We would rather have a situation with several, like 4 or 5, maybe 7, a kami 7
Yeah,
of
exactly.
people who would
Pretty cool.
become
Sure.
I'm even good
under
with
there.
3. I think 3 is for me the minimum. Where I'm like, yeah, if you have 3 strong pillars in that regard, then you can go a whole lot. But the more, the better.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which
no,
is
sure.
why I'm gonna say
Mhm.
4th Sokantoku, Taguchi Monaka.
Yeah,
That
I
would
agree.
Oh.
be.
If someone for a while, of course,
Well, yeah,
give them
Mion is
Yeah.
not gonna
5
leave
years.
anytime soon.
But
Sure.
I would agree with Sokantoku being Taniguchi Manaka. Yep.
Because
Yeah,
that's
sure.
vision, that is drive, and someone who loves AKB and what
Mhm.
it's done and what it stands for, and she wants to go and push herself further
Yep.
with the group.
And
And
there's a good chance because she is also in Team A, just like
Yeah.
Mion. So it's
Yeah.
a good chance that Mion will see Manaka more than opposed to say a Team BK for 8-member.
well, she's already been
Mm,
pointed at as like one of 2 possible successors.
mm.
There you
For
go.
like, if you had to pick someone in like 4 years, who would you pick? And then Manaka's name was brought up.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, for me, without a doubt, it'd be Sunny Martha. She's the next Maya Atsuko. She'd just be so amazing. And sorry, Oshi blindness. No,
Right.
if I was the manager and I wasn't Oshi blinded, I would definitely say for me it'd be Yukinen. She's still in AKB. She has
Yeah.
had the massive history behind her.
Oh yeah.
She never quite got the due that I still always felt she should have
Yeah.
wore the crown. She should have
Yeah.
wore the crown.
Mm.
Agreed.
She has come so close. And I feel before that girl leaves, you could get a whole heck of a lot out of her because she if you think about it, she is like truly the last one standing.
Yeah.
And she was my Kami Oishi at the very beginning before Tani like just crushed my heart and soul. But like she was my first real link into like loving AKB, and her reaction, everything about her is great. But I feel you could really do something with her, even at this late stage of the game, and everybody knows her. But you could really catapult her to even more of a next level. I feel. I don't know how. I just feel like you can. Again, as a manager, it would be perplexing to figure that one out. It's not a job I'd want, but it's something. It'd be a heck of a challenge if they figured it out. That being said, you guys said something about like maybe wanting more of a group, like a Kami 7. For all the people watching today, I would love to see in the comments your Kami 7. The next Kami 7 gen that you guys think could be it. And it could be wishful thinking. It doesn't have to be lightning about like if you like Megaton, put her on the list. I mean, which personally I think she could be easily. Mega's great. I agree with Colin. I love that girl. So it would be very interesting to see your Kami 7, rank it in order of actual like number 1 down to the final 7. Like, so if your number 1 is number 1, that's actually the one wearing the crown. I would love to see all your comments. I'm sure we all would, because this is a good discussion point. It's something that I was thinking about with, the rumor sales and all that. The last thing I'll say about that, just to kind of switch gears, I would kill for a documentary right now. Something to show
Yeah.
this constant surge of people coming and going, the management sweating bullets about sales and what they plan to do. I would give anything for cameras documenting this with a nice sad soundtrack and a lot of idols crying, because I would feel that so much. The pandemic has just destroyed AKB as far as their reach and stuff, but they're still going. You can still hear them in Shibuya. They still have people giving us podcasts to talk about. I gotta give them respect for that. As much as they have not put out a song that I could really love in a long time, I love the members so much, and I give them so much love and respect for the fact that the very lifeblood of what makes them idols, the handshakes and stuff, they haven't been able to do really, and yet here they still are, still fighting, still working. I didn't really look at it like that until the sales things came out. I know it's crazy to think all this just from that, but like, it really did kind of hit me. Like, this isn't really the end. It's a temporary drawback. The minute they announce national handshakes again, you're gonna see sales go through the roof, and it's gonna be a whole resurgence. And that's why I think it's important to get a leader now, because that's gonna happen. Probably next year, we're gonna see it come back. And when it happens, you want to be the girl at the top. It's probably gonna be Nachan, if we're being honest. It's gonna be Nachan.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going anywhere. Like, that girl's devoted. But it's like, if you put somebody like a Yukirin or even a Megutan, honestly, I honestly could see come handshake time. Those girls are all really popular in the lines, by the way. I've been to their shakes. Like, they got lines. Like, I cannot imagine their popularity once that hits. You add that in with like a variety show hit coming back, like hitting like an AK Bingo resurgence, like weekly or something. Oh my God, we're gonna see AKB 3.0. We really are. They got to get all that plus like 3 smash singles, something like boom boom boom, and preferably with all the groups, not just AKB, but like SK, NMB. You hit with all the 3 pillars, the 3 original cylinders. Oh my God, everybody's gonna be talking about AKB next spring or next summer if they can accomplish that. But I would kill to see a doc to show that. To also give me that emotion, like give me it all. The doc, the members getting supported, the great songs, the handshakes.
Yeah.
Just give it boom, 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 boom. Like if I was manager, that's what I'd be planning. But that's hard. It's hard in the current situation.
Yeah.
But once they allow the foreigners back in, and then you're gonna have all that foreign element coming in to do the national handshakes and stuff. It's not a whole lot, but it does help. I mean, some of like the Chinese fans in particular, they buy hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tickets. Like, you're gonna see that all kind of go into play. Oh, it's gonna be a good time to be an AKB fan next year if they can hit on all cylinders. But it's good to have the discussion now. Who's your Kami 7? Who can you see rising from the the ranks? I'm just dying to know that. Okay. Hey, Judas. I'm done.
God, just going back from that. Also, well, it's not really a graduation or anything, but Kitahara Rie, former captain of NGT48, announced marriage.
Ooh.
Yay!
Yay.
Awesome.
But I have no clue who the husband is going to be. Any of you guys?
We
got
don't
anything?
need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a husband. I hope it's a good one. That they
Yeah.
will start a family probably soon. I expect within 2 years. But it's really good. She deserves it. I think she would be a great mother. Not implying that she hasn't really been in some way. I suppose so some people could make a mention of that in regards to NGT, but NGT, but I do think that she would be a great mom, but still work. Kind of like what my Atsuko has been
basically.
doing. I feel that even though I take it back as a little bit of a bad example regarding to with her ex. Is it ex now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, happy for Kitahara Rie. It was one of those things. It's nice. A lot of these older members, when I say older, I mean graduated. They've been hooking up with a man. So far a man. You never know. And they've been starting family, and because Itano has delivered her baby, that's also something.
Yep.
Also very happy
Congratulations.
for her. She was due. So that's cool.
Patch, 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 patch.
Patch,
Yeah.
patch, patch.
So it goes to show that they're all working on it. Mariko is a mom now. What else was
She
a mom?
vlogs about it, doesn't she?
Yeah, she vlogs, and I've seen her kid in regards to Michan's graduation. I know the kid was there. I remember seeing these big headphones on him, or her. It's a boy or girl. I forgot.
I think she has a boy and Itano has a girl.
Probably. It's one of
But
those
I'm
things.
not sure.
So young, I wouldn't really remember because I see just a baby and that's it.
Yeah.
But very good for both of them. Very happy. Looking forward to who's next. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Some people I don't see. I don't see Jirina doing, for instance. Not a great.
not
She's a
that-
little bit young,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Well, you never know. They do get young. But as I do look forward to more happy news. It's very well. I said happy to hear it. It's like, it's nice. They deserve it. So that's it.
Exactly.
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah, but something happened with STU48 though, because 4 members quit on the same day, but I
Yeah.
have no clue why. So
I was surprised.
yeah,
It was confusing.
It's
yeah,
like,
it really was confusing when I read it. I was like, what's going on? So yeah,
I only
else?
read on J Showbiz that 3 of them were promoted last month. So it's like, okay, what happened? Something must have happened. Derek said something before the show where it at least made sense in a way where it's like, okay, maybe that is a reason for them to leave. And he can talk about that. I don't talk for him. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Still surprising because I forgot, probably forgot that was a thing. And Derek, exactly what happened again? What did you say about some guy?
Yeah,
weird?
like the same day almost like announcement that they STU had like a major death threat from like a obsessed crazy fan, which seems to happen every couple years. We get one of these loony bin guys that just like lose their crap and say something that they shouldn't say and very stupidly say it openly in public, which I'll never understand. Like, I mean, if you're really serious about it, why would you announce it to everybody?
Yeah.
But it's good for us that they did because then they can get stopped. But and then next thing you know, the girls quit. So I don't know if that had any connection or if there was something involved. The timing is a little suspect. Not gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the parents of those girls are like, "Yo, you're quitting. Like, I don't want you involved in this group if that kind of thing's happening." That's very much can be a thing here in Japan. The parents do have some overexerting control over the girls' lives where they could be like, "Yo, like I don't care that you're part of this. You're out." If it was my kid, maybe I'd be like, you got to really make a choice here if you want to be part of that. I'd support either way what you want to do, but your life is very special. It's not worth it to lose it over some idiot trying to hurt everybody in the group just because you're part of that. That being said, I mean, that was quelled pretty fast. The guy got caught and everything, if I'm not mistaken, but it was just like, then they all quit. I don't know. I don't know if there's a connection or not. But it's the same time announcement. It's just makes you wonder. But then, Matt, didn't you say something about there was some carelessness discussion with something?
This is all rumors and
It's
speculation,
all
right?
rumor. It's all rumor. Yeah.
But I think there's been some sort of scandal that's
Okay.
happened with them, but I honestly don't want to go into the details because it's not confirmed. But yeah, it's weird, it's confusing, and it happened so fast.
Yeah.
Especially after like I think it's the second gen of Stu had the concert where they sold out and they got all promoted, got
Right.
socials and everything. Stu was doing really, really good, and then it was like, huh?
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah.
Yeah, they've
Hopefully it'll
always
be fine.
been they've always been pretty solid. So it definitely was sort of like but every group's bound to have something, I swear.
Yeah.
So what can you do? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it felt so random when I read it. It was like, huh, okay, it's kind of sus, but hopefully we'll hear about it more in the future, but I kind of doubt it, so.
Same.
It's
I doubt it.
kind of wait and see kind of situation. But then something interesting happened on my Twitter timeline. One of the biggest Muto fans, I Electro, suddenly posted about a Norwegian fan about Oren meeting a certain Norwegian man. So, Mette, why don't you tell us about it?
'Cause there's like only one of me, right? There's no other
Right?
Only
Norwegians.
one great Norwegian.
Sure. But yeah, I attended AKB's online Hanasikai, the first one they had in October, and I got to meet Muto Orin for like 30 seconds or something. Mainly because I have no confidence in my Japanese, and I'm like, I can do 30 seconds of conversation, that's fine. Beyond
Okay,
that, I'm
start
screwed.
good.
But yeah,
Hmm.
so I also met Yokoyama Yui, so Yehan. I got to tell her that I've been a big fan of her for years and that I was going to watch or I'm going to watch her graduation concert from Norway, and she said that she wanted me to she wished I could have been there, and I wish that too. I want to go. That would have been like the number one concert I would have wanted to go. I also met Hee-chan for
Ooh.
15 seconds because Hee-chan tickets are crazy. It's like
I bet.
I bet, yeah.
insane. So I won like a 15-second Hee-chan ticket, so I got to say, "Hi, I'm Mette. I'm from Norway. I like you." And then was like, "Oh, thank you," and then nothing. And then I got to meet Taguchi Manaka, and I won what's called like one shot. So if you're not familiar with AKB Handshake, you have a one shot, which is a photo of the member. Then you have two shots, which is you with the member, and then there is a sign, which is like they sign a piece of paper for
Hmm.
you with like a cute message or anything. And I won a one shot with Taguchi Manaka. And then it's really cute. I asked her to do like a little heart pose, and it's an adorable photo. And she was so nice, and it was fun talking to
Mm.
her. And Orin has even learned to say thank you in Norwegian because she
Ooh,
Wow.
wants me in hopes of me coming back. And I'm like, I don't have
ooh,
more
that's good.
Japanese to use.
Damn.
No.
Yep, you don't have any choice anymore, Matt. You don't have
Well,
a choice
Yep.
anymore.
it's actually kind of funny because I bought before all of that happened for the next round that's next week. So I'm going again next week to and that was before I met any of them, so I didn't know. So I'm gonna meet again Orin and Manaka, and I also was lucky and won Hitan tickets again. So and Mukai Timion. And it's just
Cool
Wow.
members. Cool.
Wow.
yeah, I'm really looking
Be
forward
awesome.
to it. It's gonna be a good exercise for me in speaking Japanese with people who don't really speak English. And it's
Yay.
also, I'm gonna meet Taguchi Manaka, Honda Hitomi, and Orine again, and Mikai Timion. It's like, it's insane. These are
Cool,
people
cool.
that I watched on screen for years. And I'm finally gonna tell them, I really appreciate all the hard work you put into this, and I support you with all my heart. It's also really
Awesome.
fun because they're super cute. Orin had such a reaction. She was jumping up her chair and everything when I said where I was from, and I'm like, I'm not even sure you know where Norway is, but I appreciate it.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
thank you for the enthusiasm.
That's
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
like I got
amazing.
mentions in from Orin to another person like the Aya, and then it was in Yui Han's Mobame. It was mentioned like there were people from Norway, me, and then someone from Australia, I think, like the
Ooh,
Philippines,
Ooh.
and I think uh it's just insane like being recognized that people enjoy seeing us international fans, and that we can attend these kind of things because it's gonna go away again, which is for the greater good when COVID opens up.
Mm.
But
Mm.
it's an memorable experience that I really appreciate. That'd be fun.
Well, can I ask you a
awesome.
question about Matt? I mean,
Yeah.
now that you've actually kind of done that experience, do you
Mm.
feel more confident using your Japanese, or does it like make you want to learn more? Because I notice there's a lot of people that once they meet these idols, they all of a sudden do get that interest to like learn Japanese and stuff.
Well, I don't have a choice because as
Yeah,
some of
I
you
know.
might know,
Right,
I
right, right.
study Japanese, so it's my new bachelor degree. But I think after that, I feel more confident in that I am being able to make myself understood, even though it's a stressful countdown situation. And I think
Right.
I'm more interested in actually trying to use the vocabulary I have that I've only used in like school settings before.
Mm.
Hmm.
And I think they're also super understanding. Like, if you're not good at Japanese, they don't care. They're happy to see you. Like they
Yeah.
will make an effort
Yeah.
to speak English if
Mhm.
that's the language that you're more comfortable in. Regardless, they're
Sure.
happy to
Sure.
see you and understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know when I first met the girl, like a lot of the members back in the Handshake days, like I couldn't speak anything. And so I would try to memorize phrases. And you know, you
Mm.
only get like when you're shaking the girls and their hands, and you get like 7 seconds, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but I remember when I did Calaton, she just says screw that. Like she just tells the guards, leave me alone. Like you're not pulling them out. And so she's trying to have a big conversation with me, and I'm just like doing my best to follow along. And next thing I know, everybody in the crowds are laughing at me because she made fun of me in some way, and I have no idea how. And but it's like now that I know a heck of a lot more, I'd be curious to see what I can do with that because there's a whole difference between actually studying it, memorizing, and then actual
Yeah,
conversation.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's why I think I would highly encourage you to do this as much as possible. I mean, obviously to meet the girls, but to practice your Japanese, because what better way to practice Japanese with an idol, you know? I mean, it's just awesome. And then also too, like I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with like Flores, but like he has
Yeah.
been just
Oh,
he's been on
yeah.
a Katamina tear
Yeah,
lately. Just
exactly. Oh wow.
dude
What?
is just
I didn't know. I didn't know at
Yeah,
all.
no
It's
idea.
not been everywhere.
it's just I mean that dude is insane, like in a good way. I love him to death because he went after exactly what he wanted,
Yeah.
and all the pictures he posts, they just look like they are just having the best time. And so I really think again, if that's a great motivator, you know, to really learn your Japanese. And especially like when I do like online handshake checky sessions, by the way, as a little quick promo, I do online checky sessions with idols, and if you want to practice your Japanese with these girls, they will love you for it. And also, I have a translator there in case you mess up. But it's really like a good way to get incentivized, you know, to follow an idol. And if you do it with the Chica idols, even more better because they're way more accessible. So
Yeah,
you
true.
know, you don't got to go through committees, meetings, and faxes just to get a ticket. You can basically just show
Yeah.
up. And
Oh.
so because I'm sure you know, don't you, man?
Well, I think the scariest thing as a foreigner attending that who's not super confident in their Japanese, the scariest thing is sitting in the line, getting into the handshake event or hanasukai. Because you have to meet staff, you have to show like your passport when you're a foreigner, and then they keep asking you questions, and you sit there like, yes,
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
really,
Yes.
yes,
Hi, hi, hi.
totally.
Yep. Hi. Right. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Yeah.
Yes.
It's insane. I find if you say Daijobu and hi enough, they eventually just realize you don't know what the heck you're doing. They just let you go. They're like, whatever, just go.
Well, they do actually have English speaking staff this
I,
time around. I've heard about people
oh,
meeting them, but I've just gone with, yes, I can hear you. Yes, yes. And then they've just sent me on my merry way.
in English speaking staff on the AKB level, surprisingly, is like finding a unicorn in a dungeon.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just doesn't happen. But now I feel maybe there could be at once we're gonna get a massive resurgence of foreigners in here as soon as they open
Yeah.
the borders. I can see it trickling down everywhere. Plus, there's a lot of times like if I'm around a foreigner at a handshake event and I actually know the Japanese being said and I could see the bewilderment phase, I might just walk over and help because it's like that's also a good reason to know your Japanese. Is it comes in handy when you can practice that. Like I know super side thing, but like this girl was like walking down the steps to Subway the other day, and this Japanese girl, she had like this giant painting and this huge suitcase, and I wanted to help her, but like years ago I wouldn't know how to say that. Then I went over I'm like, oh, tatsudaimashou ka daijoubu desu. She's like, oh, I'm like, ah, zen daijoubu, and I called, and she's like, oh my god, thank you so much. And it's just like it's a good way to like have a polite conversation, and I just know those couple words, but it accessed me into having a good conversation with a girl who was very grateful, and I helped her. I'm not saying that, by the way, to get brownie points to any of you. It's not. I'm not saying that to say, hey, I'm a good guy. I'm just saying for the purpose of this. Like, if you even know just a little bit in certain situations, it goes miles with Japanese people. Because then what do they say right after when you speak a little bit of Japanese, Matt? What do they say? Oh,
Nihongo
Nihongo
Jozu.
Oh
which
yeah.
is actually code for you don't know crap, but we're gonna be nice anyways
Yep.
because Japanese people are very polite and kind like that. But it's cool when you hear that because it gives you that boost. Like, yes, I did it. Yes, I want to
Yep.
know more. So it's like even that little bit because idols have that power. Real idols have that power, with even just a few words to encourage you to do better. So just as a side note, if you guys are wanting to learn Japanese, what better way to do it than idols? And there is a lot of accessibility with idols. You can, I mean, especially if you come here, you can go to Handshake events all day and just talk with idols. And the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So I'm proud of you, Mette, for doing that, by the way. I'm so proud of you. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy you get to meet them and you're part, and like everybody's, like, it just makes me feel so good that you can buy into that whole fantasy thing. You actually were like a little nervous and like, that means it was
I
working on
know.
you. So, I mean, were you like that? Were you like that though when you went to the Necroma show? Like,
Oh,
I can't remember
which one?
did Checky with them? I can't remember the one
I
that
did that
broke a
the
man.
first time. I did my first ever checky was with
Was
the
it with Hema
captain. No,
or Kaki?
Okaki. Yeah, I
Oh.
did it with
Yeah.
Okaki. But the thing was, I was nervous in general because that would mean me speaking to a Japanese person, and at that point, I was mainly spoken to Japanese people I knew English, and then
Ah.
foreigners. So
What was that like for you?
that was horrible. It was super fun. Like the experience was fun, but it was nervous and scary. But the guy before me was someone you told me to talk to, and
Yeah.
he wanted like, oh, I'll give you my checky ticket so you can talk more to her. I'm like, I do not have the conversational skill level for this. But
Wait,
he
was
was,
the guy that you talked to, was he a foreigner?
yeah,
Oh, it's Roger. Yeah, it's Roger. I remember. I think it was Roger. He's taller guy from
yeah,
Australia.
super tall.
Yeah, that's Roger. He always went to Necroma shows. He's actually been to the most Necroma shows I think of any foreigner I know. So, but yeah, he's super nice. But yeah, he's also like one that doesn't know really any Japanese. But yeah, he somehow does 5 billion checkies with idols, and he just makes it work. I don't know. Because a lot, like you said, a lot of they're just happy to see you. They'll
Yeah.
figure it out
Yeah.
some way, and then someone will surprise you and just spout off a bunch of English. You're like, oh crap, like you know English. That's happened to me a couple of times where I'm working with a girl and I'm speaking Japanese and she just automatically speaks English. I'm like, I didn't know you spoke English. Then I'll speak a lot of English to them and then they freeze. It's so adorable because it's like they thought they were gonna one up me, but they didn't. You know. What's up, Colin? Go ahead.
Emergency. I need to go like right now.
Oh.
So I struggled
Well,
for
we're
a minute
done.
to say it, but I need to go. I would only say for my recommendation because I have to go like right now.
Okay.
Watch the theater performance of AKB November 1st. That's my only thing. I don't like to do this, but I need to go like right now.
No, go on.
Now
It's
you guys
fine. It's
know.
fine.
That's fine.
So it's until next time. I hope people enjoyed. Have a fun time. Still probably for a few minutes or so. And I see you all next time. Bye bye.
Bye, Colin.
Colin.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Good one.
DX, did you have it? What about your Checky experiences? Were you okay with them?
I was pretty okay with them actually, but I remember the first Handshake event I went to with AKB.
Mhm.
Back then it was like I thought I was really good at Japanese, but when it actually was the time, I was like, and afterwards I went to the when I went to the Necroma shows and I did the checky sessions. I didn't do it when they were in the Netherlands. I remember doing the checky session in Earthdom in Okubo, I think.
Yeah, Okubo. Shin Okubo.
Yeah, Shinokubo. And I really had a pleasant conversation with Imaizumi Rie and Okaki, I think. Yeah, with Okaki, with both of them. I still have the checkies in my phone, and it was a really good. It's a really nice memory of my time when I went to the concerts. And
It was fun.
I also met a female Japanese fan. I still talk to, not daily, but
I
with
remember.
frequency.
Yeah. I remember like DX was like hanging out at Earthdom with this like super cute Japanese girl. I'm like, dude, like how that was fast. Like, geez, how you like freaking Mac. But then like they like had such a good time together, and I was so happy for them. I remember just being really happy to see that because in Japan, that's it's always nice to make friends and stuff like that. And I know for me, I again back when I was meeting AKB and I hadn't entered the Chica of the world at all quite yet. I remember meeting NGT's Ogi, and that was one of those cases where I like hit gold because Ogi didn't care at all that I didn't speak any Japanese. She was so genki and so like jumping up and down with joy and overwhelming me with her happiness that by the time that handshake was done, I felt like I had this huge conversation with the girl. I didn't say barely 2 words, but she made me feel like I was on another planet just with her, and we were having the time of our lives doing some idol fun stuff. Like it was weird, you know. But but then you get some girls, they really legit try to talk to you,
Yeah.
and you can't, you just don't have enough time to even comprehend what they're saying. I remember Moriya Madoka when I did her handshake. She was so overwhelmed that I memorized. I liked your solo stuff. It was amazing, and I remember like she was part of the line of girls. There was like
Yeah,
her,
yeah,
and then a
yeah,
couple.
Yeah.
She's first, I shook her hand, and then as I said that to her, I'm getting pushed to do the next girl. She reached over that girl and grabbed my hand and just basically ignored that girl. And she's like, "Oh my god, I love you! Thank you so much!" And I'm just like, "I'm sorry," and the other girl's laughing, and I'm just trying to talk to her, and I'm like, I should have went and did more techie with her because she was so happy that I knew just that tiny bit, you know. And then one more. I remember Sakura-tan when I met Sakura-tan. She legit tried to talk to me. Like we only had like a few seconds, but I was like trying to talk with her, and she was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And as I'm walking away, she's like, "Look at me," and she's still trying to talk to me. Another person's coming up, and I'm like, "Oh, I love you, Sakura-tan. I didn't know you were that awesome." But she really was trying to communicate, and best idols are the ones that realize your skill level really fast in Japanese and will tone their Japanese down for you.
Yeah.
The Aphrodite's producer Yasumoto-san, he does that with me. Like he speaks crazy Japanese, but with me, he dumbs it down to my stupid level, and I love him for it because I always can understand him. We have so many conversations, and I have no idea how I do it with him, but he just knows how to have a conversation with me where I get what he's saying. I love that about that guy because there's like Kyoto-san, Imomomo's producer. I don't understand like 3 words he says, and he doesn't dumb it down for me. He's like, you either get me or you don't, bro. And he really challenges me to up my game, you know. So idols, the smart idols will do that with you. If you get really young idols, they're like in cloud 9. They don't even understand. Oh my god, foreigner, what do I do? Like Kankaku Logic, I took Checky of their newest member, Mew. She's super young. And I took her Checky for the very first time. I met her for the very first time on Saturday. And I asked her, I'm like, do you know English? I always ask them usually, can you, like, Ego hanashimasu ka?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm studying a little bit. I'm like, oh, and I instantly switched to English. I'm like, really, what are you studying? I'm like, give me an example. And she's like, I'm like,
Yeah.
hi. I said this, I'm like, hi, how are you? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. But you guys know what both of you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Like,
Exactly. Oh man.
very cool. I'm glad you did it, Matt. Good for you.
Yeah. Oh man. Looking forward to the next reports because
Me too.
yeah. And with that,
Wait.
yeah.
Hold on, Jax. I'm sorry. Matt, do you realize, like, one of the biggest reasons I stayed in the idol world after seeing AK Bingo was my friend Chris Safari, who we've had on the
Yeah,
show.
what's up, man?
Yeah, well, he would do these massive reports of Handshake event. He used to go all the time back when they were
Yeah.
like cool with Gaijin going to like theaters and all that. And he figured it all out, but his reports was like my lifeblood. Like I can't tell you how much that made me want to do this because he's such a good writer. He's so succinct and made me feel like I was there. Him and what was that dude that always was on Stage 48? He has a lot of money and he would always go to and NMB. He would always go to Milky and all that. And he would
Andy.
just
Andy.
he would
There's Andy.
Andy and Andy's reports. I must have spent months reading all the Stage 48 posts,
Yeah.
and like his were always so funny because he'd always tease the girls and he would always just like mess with their heads and stuff. And between him and Chris, like it really encouraged me. So I'm gonna encourage you, Matt, to somehow document this.
Well, I have written them. Like I wrote reports for each of the handshakes I did.
Can we put it in the notes, DX?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
You put it in the chat and then I'll take it in the Twitter
Yeah.
and such.
I need to
You
find
do
it
not-
first.
Yeah, you do not understand the power you have by doing that because somebody like me is here because of somebody like you writing a report, even if it's little. Like remember, we're trying to spread idol, and having a written thing is really good. So I felt like I was right there with Chris when I would read his stuff. Like honestly,
I read his stuff to prepare for this.
Awesome.
Like I went
He'd
back on
get a
Stage
kick out of
48
that.
reading.
Yeah, he'd get a kick
Awesome.
out of it. I have to. Side note on that, I have to meet Chris. I have not seen him in so long because of COVID, and he wants to. I'm trying to coax him into coming to Tokyo to have food with me because he's a teacher now out in like Saitama, and he's doing great. But like,
Oh wow.
I want to go to like see Wasserman with him because I could still go see her. Like it's cool, and like it's fun to go watch her shows. So, anyways, okay. Sorry,
Nice.
DX, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. But since we're out of topics to discuss, I would say recommendations. For me, Team SH recently announced their anniversary, and there's going to be a Junkan Taika in November, I think. So I'm
Nice,
looking forward to that.
nice.
How about you, Mette?
So tomorrow Fortune's solo MV comes out. Look at that. I don't remember when it's out tomorrow, but it's out tomorrow. It's gonna be probably on CGM's YouTube channel, since Fortune's a CGM member. Check that out. There's a trailer out for Jenny's new. It's a TV show. It's on HBO. I even found like the show on the HBO I have here, so I
Okay.
think I'm gonna try watching the first season. She's in season 2 that's coming out in November, but the trailer's out. Look at it. It looks it's something Derek would like, I think. It's
Ooh.
more
Oh,
his
really?
Oh
yeah.
wow.
It looks too scary for me, really, but
Ah.
it's
Nice.
Janice. I will support her in
Ah.
whatever she does.
I'm in it.
Other
I'm into it.
Yeah, and other than that, check out the CGM album announcement, look at the reactions to it, and just keep supporting CGM and BNK as much as you can. Yay.
And
Very well
finally,
put.
Derek. What's up, dude?
Yeah, so I mean, again, a couple recommendations here. First, again, like I said, I'd love to see your guys' Kami 7 notes in our comments. So those of you that still watch us and love us, give us some more love. Show us your Kami 7. I'm dying to see it. That's a huge recommendation. Let's think about it. Let's think about the future. Let's be positive. AKB has been in this massive resurgence and change. COVID certainly didn't help that. But I'm always positive, always hopeful that maybe we'll see we'll get out of the dark side of the moon. We'll see the brighter side. So let's see what happens. As far as my recommendation, of course, from the Chica world. So next weekend, if you are in Japan, which you're probably not, but in case you might be,
Sadly
Kosami
so.
and Miho both have a show at Shinjuku Nine Spice. It's a Halloween show. So it's on Halloween, so there's going to be some very special craziness for that. And I would love to have anybody come to that because we haven't been doing too well with Checky sales, so it'd be nice to actually do those in person. On November 5th, coming up, Miho will have her online Checky session at 6 p.m. Japan Standard Time, November 5th. So if you can tune in, please do. If you can buy a Checky, that's great. She's super Kamitayo. She'll take all the time you want. You can ask her a billion questions. She loves it. I'm here. We always have a blast. Her Checky sessions go pretty long. We went, 16 hours the last time. So, but this one is pretty much going to be as long as she needs it. We haven't sold a lot of tickets, but that could change because it always seems to be the last minute. Everybody buys a crap ton of tickets. But I would like to see new people there. So if you are watching the show, understand I am a producer of a Chica Idol. Her name's Miho. We do online Checky sessions just about every month. And she would love to meet you. And she's a great idol to support because she gives a lot back. And I mean a lot. She is definitely the top idol as far as you couldn't ask for more from an idol, really. As far as that goes, Hanako-san, 14th generation of the toilet, Hanako-san will do her second ever Checky session on November 9th, which I am sponsoring. That starts at 6 p.m. She has already sold a massive amount of tickets, and I just announced it. Get your tickets now. I might actually have to cap her because her Checky session is going to go for way longer than I think she has the stamina. Her last one went for like 4 hours because she's really Kamitayo also. She will answer every question. She will talk to you. She's also insane and might just randomly decide to do crazy stuff without me being able to control that. So Hanako is definitely one of my most favorite idols in the world to be around. Every time I'm around her, we get along great. I've known her a long time, and she has a very huge desire to connect with foreigners. Ever since she did Eats Meets West Music Fest that I set up in Los Angeles, she realized that I think there's a much bigger world out there for her. And she did the European tour. She wants to go overseas a lot with all of you and to meet all of you. And I fully plan to take her overseas and do a headlining tour possibly with her. So this would be a good time to start getting to know her. If you're curious about what I'm talking about, look up 14 Generations of Toilet Hanako-san. She's massively famous, not even just in the Chica world. She's been in movies. She's been on national television here. She has sat down with Sashihara Rino and talked with her. Like, Hanako's not small. Like, she is, but she isn't. She's still cool enough that she does little Chica shows, but her shows recently have become they're packed. She has a birthday event coming up, which I'm actually filming the whole thing for her.
Ooh.
Because she asked. Well, she didn't ask me. She told me, and she's like,
Oh
"Derek, you're
wow.
filming." I'm like,
Okay.
"Yes, I am filming. I am filming. You're right." Because I have to do anything you say because you're Hanako-san and you're too scary to say no to. So, but no, I'm kidding. She's cool. She's super friendly. But yeah, please think about tuning in. It'll be wild. I promise you. The last one was hysterical. She had everybody laughing because she's really funny, but she's also really rough. Like, don't if you cross her, she'll assault you with insults, but it's funny. It's like she doesn't really mean it, but she's super sharp. She's one of the smartest idols maybe I've ever met. I mean, she's super tensai, but it's you'll have a good experience with Miho on the 5th, and you'll have a good experience with Hanako-san on the 9th. And if you want tickets, go to idolunderworld.com. They're available right there for you. And those are my recommendations.
Yes. And with that, we've come to the end of this episode of Idol Downtime, and I would say bye everyone.
Bye.
See you later.